Let's see if we make it onto live stream, and then I'm going to start the call for what it's worth. And for tonight, it being a weird night, and says we have an excellent connection. Okay, so we are coordinated to a degree. We'll see how further we can go. Audio call. And says we're connecting. Okay. Wonderful people on Team Dietrich. Getting the call. Presumably ready to respond. Hello!
Hello.
Oh, beautiful. Love the sound of your voice. Let's hear that again so we can make certain it's registering on online broadcasting software, please.
Please make certain it's registering on online broadcasting software.
Wonderful. That's beautiful. You're registering. Okay, so let's take a look at T Take Berry. He says, "Good evening, loud and clear, brother 100. Goddess bless you, dear T Take Berry. Been working on that essay, expanding it. Trying to go now into the Tunguska event because it's very important to contextualize the individual who is the tyrant of Transnistria. So by all means, be patient with me, and we should have the essay ready for you after this weekend. So do be patient. Thank you. Working on it, and we'll take a break. Work on it during my breaks during the weekend. He says, "God bless these authentic enemy transmissions." Yes, we are the enemy of the deep state, and the cult that runs America, the Edomites. So, that being said, let's turn towards dear Aristides and have him say tonight's blurb, and then I'll articulate for everyone that we're basically here just to be here tonight, to tell everyone essentially that we're not going to be here, but we'll probably be on about 1 to 3 hours anyway. But the doctress Nazib, my dentist at UCSF, sent me a text asking me to arrive even earlier. She asked if I could accommodate 8 a.m. And I told her, look, I'm happy to do that, but I'm hoping the front door will be open and that the staff is even there to process me in because, ooh, I've been very familiar with UCSF over the years, and there's times you arrive early in the morning for dental emergencies and the door's not even open. Hopefully the staff is even attending and present and even willing to process you because they could still say, oh, we're not processing yet. And but either way, I do want people to know there's no point in either I do the show to the normal span of time and just not go to sleep at all, or obviously what I'm going to do is just do it for a few hours and then go to sleep, force myself to go to sleep earlier by drinking a lot or something. And right now we're going to have dear Aristides do the blurb, and that'll be
Okay.
a great start. And bless you, Aristides. Thank you so much for being here as always.
All right. Well, just as I have done, as soon as you get here, you should hit the thumbs up upvote. This is important because there is an algorithm, and what that means is it affects how Douglas's might be found by search or suggestion, like in the sidebar suggestions. And there are those who put down votes, perhaps in automated ways that might be corrected later, but in the meantime, it makes him harder to find, and kind of knocks him way down in the in the display rating. So please do that. Make sure you're subscribed. There is a subscribe button. May have come undone, even so. Just double check and turn on that notification bell. I do find it handy because it will pop up. I don't even have to go, switch to the right page. You just click on the pop up and you're there. So it's all very handy. Please do all that. You do need an account to do these things. I used to be able to hit the like until I realized you need an account to log in to do that. It should be easy enough to make one if you don't have one. I think it's the same as Google. It's all tied in with Google. So, and then once you do that, under your main account, you can create channels. People usually use this to partition content or whatnot. But the cool thing is that each of those channels can do its own upvoting too. So I've just placed a second one. By doing that, you can create and switch between a little menu there, your little icon up in the corner. So please think about that. That's pretty easy. Another thing that is, and as far as upvotes. Once the program is complete, Douglas will, the comments are then turned on under the window, different than the live chat. And Douglas will put a pinned comment. Let me go check that I've done the right. No, I have not done the right thing yet. So upvote his pinned comment with his crucial info there, and any other positive comments. Make sure they don't get like downvoted away. So with all that, let's see. You can also share the YouTube link right out of the browser bar. Save it, share it, post it somewhere. It will stay the same after the live once it becomes a regular video. You can do that. You can also still haven't figured out how to do it on. Because there's just some stuff I hate doing on phone. But on the computer, after it's live, if you're listening to the replay, there's a point you think's really interesting, like, oh, so and so want to hear this. If you like right click on the screen, it'll give you the option to send a link with the timestamp built in, so it'll just snap them right to that time for the topics being talked about.
Wonderful, thank you for that. That's incredible.
If you're even more ambitious to download and upload the programs, you either need there are free programs to do that. They are fairly large files, but if you're inclined towards such things, want to upload them onto another account or platform, even if it's just ones that you're very interested in. So many, it's hard to expect you to back up this whole deal, but something you find program you find interesting, maybe do that. And what else? And you can send money, of course. Douglas needs that. This is his official job, as he can once again explain. And he needs contributions on his working disabled
250% WDP or working disabled program.
Yes. So this is his job, and he needs those contributions, whatever you can afford to keep doing this. So at the least, I guarantee you find this entertaining, and there's never a dull moment. It may enthrall you, it may upset you, but you're not going to be bored. So help keep it going there.
Yes, bless you. Incredible. Thank you so much. Anything else that you can think of?
I think that's the main things.
Well, you did wonderful. As always, we couldn't do this without you at all. And to say hello to Amy. Amy's aboard with us.
Amy.
Yes, dear Amy. How are you?
So excited. He's overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed at my presence.
Yes. The grace of your presence has him in awe.
Yeah.
Dear Aristides, yes. Oh, no, he expressed himself wonderfully throughout the blurb, and we've got these. Excellent. Got some excellent political cartoons from our dear friend T. Tank Berry, who found them about Pakistan and the Taliban, and that's wonderful. And dear Amy, tell us a bit about whatever you feel comfortable sharing about good news in your life or developments as you see fit.
As I see fit.
Yes.
Well, I'm very glad to be back on your show. You've had some exceptional moments. So for anybody who's here and doesn't know why they're here, just go back to the last episode. There was so much packed into that. It was so enjoyable. I'm really impressed. I just feel like it just gets better and better and better all the time.
Oh,
and
God.
Other than that, like personally, I have too much arugula. It's really weighing on me. It's freaking garden situation. It's like either you have nothing and you're just waiting, or like now there's like not enough bunnies to eat your lettuce. Just so ridiculous. Yeah, so I'm packing up bits of lettuce and yummy stuff from the garden, and I'm gonna bring it over to the little free veggie fridge at the health center that they have, because I don't have room for it. We're trying to hook up a propane refrigerator, I mean, we've been trying to do this for months, so, I don't really you just have to have no expectations.
That's right.
Maybe I'll have a fridge, maybe I won't. But for now, I have a freaking cooler full of arugula that I'm not going to eat. I don't care if I never eat any more arugula. There's so much of it everywhere. It's all over the place, and I need to get rid of it. I did a lot of running around on the roads today, so I don't know if I can hold up. I know that you're busy and the calendar is out of control. I know that today is one of those special days for people who need special days. Didn't you mention that last time? Am I wrong? The 6th is supposed to be a special day, right?
Well, it's the 80th commemorative date of the terror bombing of Hiroshima today. I think there might have been something else I brought up, simply the dental appointment. I said the 6th was it was going to be a sort of semi-abortive program, because we're basically here to say we won't be here tonight for long, which was because tomorrow the dentist, right after I spoke to you, or around the same time I was speaking to you, just before the show, I got the text from the dentist where she asked me to arrive at 8 a.m. in the morning. 8 a.m. So that was, I think I shared that with you. And that, the biggest problem now is hopefully the front door will be open, because I've arrived at that time in the past and the front door is locked and you wait for security to show up and open the door. Or, it's a big campus, but it's a very complicated setup, and and hopefully the staff will be there and actually willing to process me, because they can afford to be dicks. They can literally say it's not time, we're not open yet.
Everything now is wackadoo. You thought things had a routine, and just because a place says they're open, that that you're going to be able to go there and get the thing that they sell. No, nothing is going the way people should. You don't make a plan, first of all. That's the worst. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. You're going to be there so frickin' early, because that was when they said they were going to help you, and you're just, yeah. But this is how we have to operate. That's how it goes for us.
Yeah, go on. Marina Sarin is typing. She says, hello, do join us. And it's certainly been a while.
Yeah, let's see her. I don't see her anywhere. I'm in the wrong place.
In the text box. Yeah. And
yeah?
Yeah, and meanwhile I'm trying to answer Troy. He sent something and said, is this real? And all I got is a page not found. So I will tell him that it's scrubbed.
Can't tell you.
Yeah, and but our man Brendan says it's real, so Brendan can see the invisible, or Brendan's a secret part of the deep state.
There's Marina. I just got the Marina note. It came through. Okay. Brendan.
Yes. So.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the best that I can think of for how good everything is changing for me. Although I know we talked earlier about some administrative stuff getting sorted out for my dear lovely Toke.
Yes, tell us about this.
Well, I mean, there's nothing to tell, really. It's over with, which is the best way for things to transpire. It's yeah, he's no longer required to do anything for anybody.
Yeah,
it's really great. It's really a very positive thing in the right direction, and it makes me look a lot better, since I'm just standing here going, no, you're crazy. That's not how it is. Nothing is the way you keep saying these things, and it's not that way. And then today I went to the mailbox and there was this letter that said, oh yeah, Amy's right. As of 7/28, you're now discharged from any probation that you were given years ago and have been, having to deal with once a month since we got together. But it's over with, and I keep trying to impress that on him, that the fact is, everything can be seen as a gift in a way, and like, okay, so you've been doing this thing for so long, but it's not going to be forever. You might as well just do it and let it go. And today was the day where Amy was right about that.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, so we've had just a slew of good luck, especially with the garden, especially with not only are the bunnies like just not doing their job and munching all my arugula.
Where are the bunnies?
Also, I don't even know. They've got to be here somewhere. There's got to be bunnies out here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the tomatoes, I didn't even plant them, and I've got like 8 tomato plants, and they all have flowers, and a couple of them started in on the tomatoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. I'm probably going to do the same thing, just put them in their own cooler and then bring them to the health center and drop them off for somebody who likes that stuff.
Right. Now, Aristides, are you with us? Could you call Marina Sarin?
I don't know how.
Oh, she's here. You don't even have to. You just mention her name. Hello.
Hello, dear
Or
lady.
to tell her how to join.
Yes. Well, she's with
here.
us. She's with us. So Marina, there, you found your way onto the Microsoft Teams call. That's very important. We're glad to have you with us. Of course, say hello to both Amy Como and Aristides Yornas. He is, of course, our engineer and makes this program possible. Amy Como, of course, has helped immensely, and you yourself are always welcome. Please share with us whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for allowing me to be here today. I am in a state of a lot of terror and a lot of panic. I was synchronistically guided to come to Skype and then make the switch into Google Teams because I was not sure what was going on with the platform, and it seems that it disappeared and now it's this. So well, I'm gonna summarize this as much as I can. I'm glad to be here with you guys because I felt disconnected and I have been isolated for this month so bad because I have been energetically hijacked and kidnapped, let's say, within my MK Ultra by the Illuminati and the Scientologists in Hollywood. In April, I had a flight to Las Vegas, and prior to that, I was posting things about disclosure and National Socialism on Twitter, and I got a guy that is from Hollywood, an executive, to tell me that he was also on my side, that he wanted to share with me about disclosure stuff, and he told me to have a Zoom call with him. Mm-hmm. I eventually had this Zoom call, and we were discussing about the things that he supposedly knows. He confessed to me that he's a Scientologist, that he is part of the club, let's say, that he's from the, again, connected to Illuminati, and that they want me there. They want to give me a career in Hollywood, all of that. And I said, no. They tried to hijack me with the implant that same night, the brain implant, and they've been harassing me with the voice to school communication the whole night. Apart from that, they took me and abducted my body, and they basically did sexual stuff with me, with my astral body, in those military underground bases with that person against my will.
I'm so sorry.
He's been harassing me since then. And I basically went to Las Vegas to do a podcast for disclosure, and he ran into the car and drove 4 hours to Vegas in order to try to meet me in a hotel that I was staying. And he started telling me about everything, about my MK Ultra, about me joining the elite. I said no, fuck off. And they have been harassing me ever since I have rejected me. And they basically have sent a lot of Kabbalah magic, Aleister Crowley sexual magic, a lot of satanic ritual stuff that they get me in the astral. And energetically, I'm fucking kidnapped, guys. I'm sorry for the word, but I'm kidnapped energetically. They took over my Kundalini. They took over my heart space with an energy that it blocks it. I cannot think properly. My mind is also null because they are using the brain implant and the voice to school communication and observing me and tracking me and gun stalking me. And I cannot raise my Kundalini. They are trying to control my reality. They're trying to control my thoughts. They are bombarding me every single day and even nights to get into the industry, and they adapt my body into military and underground bases that are related to the Illuminati and the industry. So I am not under a lot of magic, under a lot of attacks. This guy specifically, he cannot stop harassing me and sending me things home and sending me magic attack every time I do work to try to get out. I really really need your help. I have been contacted by the inner earth people. They have explained me very detailed information about how specifically they use the Kabbalah to attack me, how they use the ley lines of earth to try to get into my Kundalini and into my brain and manifest things in my life against my will and my subconscious, and how they have shut down my chakra system, and they're trying to use quantum manifestation that is not organic in my physical reality and isolate me from my people so that I do not help myself.
I understand. I really appreciate your having the courage to share this with us, Marina, and I certainly will do the best that I can to help. Right now, the best that I can do is certainly provide you the platform on which to express what's happening, and that way we bring it to the attention of our listeners. And certainly, thoughts and prayers are truly a form of magic, and they really do help. And right now, of course, our man who is our expert on the occult, Brendan Soget, is placing sigils into the text box of this very call. Our man T-Tank Barry says, I'm sorry you're going through hell, Marina. You certainly have all the sympathies of Team Dietrich. Brendan Soget is now here with us to provide some advisement. Brendan, if you can come off mute, that would be great, and we'd appreciate your advice for Marina Sarin. Any countermeasures that she can take?
Yes, good evening. Good to hear from you, Marina, and everyone else as well.
Good evening,
Excluding
Brendan.
Doug. Not good to hear. It's always a nightmare. But yeah, so regards to that, there are many steps one can take to protect themselves. And you do have a connection to the runic magic. Those are very powerful, bind runes and different things like that. And so I've provided some of them in the chat you can use to your liking if you're interested in that.
Thank you so much.
Is there a specific
And also
way?
grounding.
Yeah,
Grounding is very important
yeah.
because it will actually pull a lot of the negative entities out and ground them out, because a lot of them can be elementals, fire-based or air-based. So if you ground, like put your feet on the earth, that generates like a protective field, which is very, like, it adds potentia, which is like, like a bubble around yourself. So that's very important.
So
it's
Thank
good
you
to hear
so
from you. And yeah, so how was your trip to the United States other than that? Did you get to go anywhere?
she just got cut off the call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, after she said thank you to you, she got cut off the call. Hopefully, she will rejoin us. Let's let me send her another message in private message, and this is not surprising. Obviously, this is what we deal with when we deal with targeted individuals.
And didn't Peter Moon have some connection to Hollywood? Like, he kept bragging about that shit all the time.
He most certainly did,
but
and
let's
not only
not-
that,
let's not
Masonic
jump to
connections.
conclusions yet.
But no, the conclusion is foregone. He bragged about Masonic connections to Hollywood specifically. Yes.
And of course, they'll come out and say we're Illuminati just because they're satanic conversionists,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yes. And let me continue to send her a message here. Please rejoin us.
Because as you've revealed, like, the Bavarian Illuminati is a totally different group than what rules Hollywood.
Then the Masons. Yes. They always
Here.
use.
But
There we are. So she is back. So please continue with your advice for Marina. Yes, and Marina, any questions, of course, or anything? Continue.
Sure. First of all, I need to explain. I have the name of the person that is trying to be my handler in the MK Ultra, even though it's not my handler because I don't touch. He's a parasite. It is a Jew, how not, Zionist, and he's from Hollywood. His name is Ian Coyne. He's an executive from there, and it's part of Atomic Arts, like the company. And he has been he has been harassing me sexually. He has been sending me a lot of unwanted emails and calls trying to get me into being with him, which I don't want to. And right now he's behind the implant. Like, he stalks me and goes over what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. He gun stalks me every single freaking day. Even in the astral, I'm being observed, I'm being taken. And they use a form of quantum manifestation that is performed through the MK Ultra, which is about quantum. It's non-organic quantum manifestation, and that only is happening within the matrix that they created. It is an organic grid, the matrix, that it is not the organic grid of the Earth. That's why it's 666. It's based on that numerological sequence. And not only that, it was revealed to me by my ET family and my guides that they use an AI consciousness in the programs that is satanic, that is from Saturn. And that's why they're obsessed with Saturn, because in their Kabbalah, Saturn is that energy of the very dense energy, the financial stuff, money, death, time. They are cultists of Saturn because Saturn is Satan. So they sent qliphotts, like demons of part of that sphere, and they sent this Kabbalah magic that is numerologic. And he even confessed that to me when he was talking to me. He told me that there is a special kind of Kabbalah that is numeric, that uses numeric squares, that they use to make things happen in order, like make things happen, like manipulate manifestation qualities of our realities. So that is how they're shaping my reality. They're sending me this kind of Kabbalah numerological magic in order to try to not make me go to places that I need to go or do the things that I need to do, lose connections, isolate me. And he really confessed it to me face to face. And many of the conversations we had, I have screenshotted all of them, and I even recorded one phone call in which he admits things about using the implant, about how they use the magic. I have it all recorded, so it is confirmed. And again, right now, the whole thing about trying to get me off the call was him. He's observing that I'm asking for help. I was also in another call the other day, and my whole internet connection and signal went on satellite mode, so I couldn't talk to anybody. It is the strangest things.
Yes, and also when they knocked you off the call, they claimed you needed permission to get back on the call. It was a miracle that you got back on. So I want people to understand the interference is quite real. And our man, T-Tank Barry, by his code name, he's protecting his anonymity. He's provided a photograph of this individual. Is this the individual that you recognize? Apparently this is him in the text box. I don't know if you can access that, Marina.
I don't see any image here.
Okay, it's in the... You have to open the chat. If you are able to open the chat.
Yes, I'm in the chat, but it says image.
Okay.
It doesn't
doesn't
show
provide
anything.
the image. Yeah, it just says image.
Yeah.
I understand. So again, there's interference. Perhaps it's not so important. What is the individual's name again?
Ian John Coyne.
Okay. And Brendan also sent an image, but that's more a ward, what's called a ward, to help to protect us or shield yourself. And thank you for putting that in print for us so that we can follow up on this. And we are definitely on your side, and we'll do our best to follow up on this. And certainly you're bringing this individual up on Instagram. It's at IJCoyne, COYNE. And there's certainly no harm in identifying this character. And producer at Atomic Arts, UCLA Extension, University of Los Angeles. It strikes me as... I always knew it was very it was going to be a very touch and go situation with coming to the United States. I did not think it was a good idea. Brendan Zogit, please follow up with this. You are the expert, and if you could come off mute and then provide your own impressions and your own advisements again for Marina in the most practical form of application of the sigils, etc. And with grounding, it needs to be barefoot, right? She just takes her shoes off, grounds herself at periods of stress, and applying the sigils. Where would they be applied best, and by what materials? Please explain all of that.
Yes, Doug. Yeah, that is all correct. And yeah, first and foremost, to ground yourself of any kind of negative force field is going to be taking your shoes off, touching the grass, or touching trees, or if you have any type of wood or like wood paneling or something you can, use in a pinch. But the most important is actually to touch the soil of the earth, because Gaia, the force of Divine Mother, like the Earth Mother, can actually neutralize a lot of those, let's call them like, chakra disruptions, energetic disruptions. So it's like a negative acupuncture. They can disrupt your chakra system, the different nadi points. And so if you ground out, those negative points are actually neutralized, and then your system starts to regain balance. So the more you do that, the better it is. And then also repeating, pure principles from the mouth while you're doing that, just saying, I want well-being, I'm a being and I want well-being. Those things will actually break a lot of the dark spells just in its basic form. Just something that simple and that practical. So that's like,
Thank you.
And then you apply wards as you feel connected to them. Like Algis is one of the most powerful warding mechanisms. And I put it in the chat there for you to use. And different runes, like bind runes and such, which I'll add some more right now. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Brendan.
Yes.
Actually, that is correct. Your information is astonishing. I did have very similar guidance by my connections. When I was going through these attacks, they told me that the only way that magic gets into somebody is through the ley lines of the etheric grid of Earth, both in the matrix and within the grid itself of the Earth, which will be the telluric lines and the electromagnetic field. So that's why it's very important to reinforce or to empower our own energetical field, like electromagnetic field connected to to Earth and into the cosmos, because the more that we are being connected by that, the bigger is our aura and the stronger that it is, and the ley lines cannot flow that easily into our aura.
Exactly. And that's the first disruption. So the matrix grid is an artificial grid put on top of the natural grid. And so that's why, like, all of the cities, especially in the US, the cities are all grid-like, and they're modeled after like microchips and stuff. Or originally they weren't microchips, they were actually sigils. So they were sigils from the lower realms in the Qliphoth that they applied to basically create a grid to oppress people. So that's why it's very tough in cities. So the more countryside you see, it's easier. And the cities in Europe are more organically made because they're just older, stuff like that. So, but the artificial grid is like on top of all the natural grid. So that's how it presses upon people.
Of course.
You're very right.
That's true. And well, that's why when I was guided to go to the beach and disconnect from the cities and go into the wild nature. They were not able to interfere into my Kundalini or into my chakras that much, but they were bombarding my brain implant so that I will not be reprogramming my neural networks. And this is something that I want to share with you because it's information that I feel it's very important to disclose. The way that they program our subconscious and our brain, it's by creating fake loops of time within the matrix and symbols that they attach into our subconscious, and then they repeat within the manifestational qualities of the matrix that is not organic. And once the symbol is repeated certain amount of times, it becomes a pattern. And that pattern, the more repeated it is, the more that they reinforce the neural networks or pathways that they have created within that programming ideas. So that's why if we follow your steps actually and go into nature and recalibrate our electromagnetic field, we can start reprogramming our brain. It's extremely malleable and plastic, and that way we go programming. Although in my case, it's very hard because they are bombarding me with much more things than just mind programming. They're using sex magic, they're using Kabbalah, they're using ritual views that I had from the SRA in my past. So thank you so much for your advice. I know it's going to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can always build a wall, you know. So the thing about what divine gives us free will. So free will is always active, no matter what anyone does from the outside. So that's like, you know, that's definitely our tool. Attention and free will is our tool. So there we go.
That's beautiful.
Thank
And yes, and by all means, let's take a look at what Aristides sent. I believe he was able to find something to share with us in the text box. I don't know if Marina can see it because of all of the interference with her electronics. But
that's what I was going to say. If you're on a phone,
Yeah.
or I think Aristides, yes.
Yeah,
he knows.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing. On the phone, it doesn't show it direct in the stream. You have to go to like the gallery view or whatever it is. Basically, you have to click through a different way to see all the images. I don't know.
What,
on my phone, you have to like go to the top and click.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Just let me
yes.
make sure I'm giving you the right directions. You click on the thing where it says join the call. That will take you to this other screen, and then the photos will appear there. So there we go.
Okay, excellent. And so this apparently is a PDF or something on Algae's crystal, Aristides, if you could explain that, please.
It's just an animation of the algaes.
Okay. And well, do say hello to Marina, Aristides, and share with her your own impression about what might help.
Well, hello, Marina. And
Hello.
I can't quite give the advice that Brendan can, but what'll help is, I guess, keeping in touch and knowing there are people that support you no matter what you're going through there and understand what you're going through. So
yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that's very beautiful, Aristides. Thank you for reminding me about that. What you have here among us, Marina, is a support group, and we're always here for you. Certainly, we're on twice a week, Wednesdays and Sunday nights, and I'm very glad that you joined us tonight, albeit under bad circumstances. We have with us a targeted individual, Amy Como. Amy, please just share with Marina at least the fact that you can commiserate and understand what she's going through because of your own experience. It always helps. Oh, we can't hear you, Amy. It's your technology again. You'll have to get very close to the mic or something.
Okay.
There we are. A little better. But you might have to get closer. There we are. Okay. That's it. Yes, yes. It's a lot like oral sex. It's got to almost be in your mouth for it to work. So, okay, but it's coming through very distorted.
What do you think about there's that amulet of numbers that you had given at one point? I don't remember how they go, but it's a square and they all equal 15.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely, I do. And, of course, what she's speaking of is a form of amulet that's based on numerological magic. Brendan, do you feel that this would be something that might apply in the case of Marina and what she's going through? And do respond, if you would be so kind.
You're talking about, like, numeric sigils, stuff like that.
Yes, that's right.
Those are... useful if you know the energy that's coming at you, and you can use the numbers to neutralize, but that's going to be like more complex and frankly unnecessary right now.
Yes, that's right. That makes sense. I agree.
Yeah.
And I believe right now
The important part is to break the chain, so to speak. Like that Fleetwood Mac song. Break
yes.
the chain. Yeah, so that's the important. That's the initial thing. Yeah.
That's profound, and yes, a very important point. And by the way, of course, just for everybody's information, when it comes to what our dear lady Amy Como was bringing up, sometimes they simply call it like a magical square, or in the Arabian, the protection against demons that were literally, it's just called a magic square. And people can look up the numerological magic square, and they'll probably find it. A file has been sent again.
Yeah, a cipher. It's called a cipher.
Yeah, and
which comes from the Arabic word "sifr."
Okay.
Zero. So
Yeah.
zeroing out energies.
Yeah, and can you tell us a little bit about this chip in Marina's head? Marina, perhaps if you could explain a bit about this. When this was implanted, is this
Sure.
physical? Is this physical, or is this more of an astral? Okay, please tell us about this.
Sure, absolutely, Douglas. This implant, it's physical. Actually, he explained to me directly how it works and what it is made of. He said that it is not made of a metal. It is made of a semi-organic, like an organic, semi-organic component that assembles into the brain and into the nervous systems, and it attaches into the whole network of neurons. And the only way that the brain implant can't stay there, it's to feed it. And how it gets fed, by energy, by the specific frequencies in which it has been tuned into, like a radio. So that's the mind program, the mental programs and the neural networks that they create. The moment that those neural networks get dissipated and they stop reinforcing themselves, or you get to shift them into something else, that implant doesn't get fed on any vibration, on any energy, so it ends up being reabsorbed by the body naturally. But they said that it is a painful process, and I guess it's because it's a lot of belief system shifting and energy shifting within the whole electromagnetic field and brain. But he confessed to me face to face. He told me it's that, and he told me that they literally access to our thoughts and to everything that we're seeing, thinking, because they also have another one. It's like a telepathic communication that is artificial.
Okay. So, Brendan, if you could come off mute and explain what you've told me before about this, that monatomic gold can neutralize these types of implants, iodine and wormwood, because they're based on a parasitic vector. Brendan, if you'd be so kind. Let's hope he can find himself off mute. Let's hope he's not taken off the call. Let me get back on the call, if possible, by maximizing the meeting window. There we are, Brendan. Okay, he's off.
Yeah, I'm here, but it's going to be difficult for me to say, due to my location right now, how much I can reveal.
Do the best you can.
But yeah, so these things can be remedied with supplements like wormwood extract, the tinctures of wormwood, because a lot of them, in order to gain access to the physical body, they're based off of parasitic, essentially DNA of parasites. So the best thing to do is actually the equivalent of a parasite cleanse, and that can help reduce the effects, if not completely remove the, implant or whatever, in that sense, or invading situation. So wormwood. And Artemisia is just Artemisia in general. So that covers mugwort, wormwood, sweet wormwood, and absinthe as well. So there you go.
Sweet wormwood, some absinthe. And don't forget, you can always replay and recover. This is on record after all, so you can just, what I'll try and do is timestamp that on the episode, a kind of formula for what would we call it? Neutralization formula, we'll call it. But that having been said, Do you feel that that would help, Marina? How do you intuitively feel about that?
Intuitively, I believe that parasitic detox is very needed because when they perform the magic and the attacks, they obviously call upon parasitic entities to reinforce the energy placing there and to feed eventually and loosh. So I was eventually guided to do a detox of parasites, and I haven't been eating sugars or even meat, even though I don't think it's negative. And taking ivermectin and other forms of detox, and eventually energetically, I feel better in my lower chakras. But it's true that still, even if there's no parasitic stuff, I need to really get of the implantation of the technological devices they use, and how not the demons that they place within the SEREN and MK Ultra programs that get triggers to when they need a certain altar or a certain programming idea to attack the host. It needs to be revoked. But now I've been working very hard to revoke all contracts and revoke all demons, and I just simply don't know how to take it out of my field. And that's part of the whole energy, the whole attack. When they, even though if you're sorry for this givers, even I'm a very great medium and channeler, and I can channel all these different downloads from my guides and family. Whenever I am under stress and attack, I cannot think properly, and I cannot guide myself through intuition to get the information myself, because that's part of the attack and the spell, to null your sight, to not be able to get you to see what's the next step. So everything seems impossible.
Okay. So obviously there is a psychic attack which is giving a feeling of hopelessness. But nevertheless, as Brendan points out, gold and silver colloids can remove heavy metals, etc. The implants are based on bromine and aluminum. So if he can come back off mute and then say a little bit about other things that Marina has articulated. I'm not quite sure if any of us are necessarily familiar with some of the terms that you used, a certain MK Ultra type program in which this surgery was performed, or this insertion was performed. The demons. Now, when it comes to demonic entities, do you feel that this was when you were abducted, that they were inserted or kind of took a possession of an element of you, or do you feel that they were somehow astrally sent, kind of like dispatched? If you could be a bit more specific about that, and
Sure.
then Brendan, do respond to that, please. Yeah. But first, Marina. Yes, of course, Marina.
Sure. Well, the MK Ultra program happens when you're a child, and in my case, it happened when I was abducted during the secret space program. They test children for psychic abilities and for the ability to be able to dissociate themselves easily. And of course, as I was born a channeler, I'm a natural gifted person for trance state, mental states, and dissociation. So I responded to the programs. Now, the way that they used to fractalize the brain is through trauma. Most of it has to be sexual when you're a child. They dissociate you. They shatter your psyche, your consciousness, and then they use sort of drugs like DMT, enhancers, and dissociative drugs like LSD in order to make your brain very malleable and very unstable, and create these alter personalities when the brain has been fractalized and shattered. And each personality alter gets to be programmed under a code word or trigger word or symbol, and they are trained for very specific, diverse militaristic purposes, even others that are related to industry stuff like Hollywood and other things. And it alter also, or programming, is also overseen and kept by a demon, a demon from the lower astral. So if the monarch starts waking up and starts to make a process of reintegration of their mind control program, they immediately send the demon to target that to not able for the Marina to reintegrate it and move on and heal.
Mm-hmm. It's very important that you articulated all of that for the sake of our listeners who have not heard of these things before or are new to this. And what this does is it helps to put it in context for them. So that's very important. Dear Brendan, if you could, I want to thank Real Tech Geek, of course. Real Tech Geek had a vision or an insight that you would be coming back on again, Marina. So I do want to credit him for that. And Real Tech Geek has he's also mentioned olive leaf, the king of bitters, and Japanese knotweed. Along with these practical sorts of remedies to tend to the symptoms, I do want to say that with the demonic, your spiritual nature is such. The demonic, I assure you, will be transitional. The demonic elements are going to be very much at a disadvantage. You don't present the kind of environment that they can thrive in. They are, of course, it's something like catching a cold. Eventually, your own immunosystem will process them out. It takes maybe in some cases years, as opposed to months like it takes for an influenza. But you have a very advanced state of spiritual awareness and ascension that will. It's not really a tolerable or conducive environment for them. That I can assure you. But such being said, Brendan, if you could again come on and address the fact that perhaps one of the healthier things to do is to not overdwell on the technical aspect of the MK Ultra program. It is something, of course, that's very important to know about, and it's a very good thing, Marina, that you know as much as you do. It's important that you've come to this point of awareness of that. At the same time, now that you're contending with the repercussions or the results of that assault, it might be a time to kind of, in a sense, move beyond that and come into more of a headspace, a frame of awareness, which is in which you do your best to put that more and more behind you. That would, of course, entail surrounding yourself with people who are not going to be this sort of negative person. And usually you can sense these negative people. They're the kind of people you would generally find in America, like the kind you ran across. Obviously, they have a lot to do with media, generally, and I'll get back to that. But in the meantime, Brendan, you mentioned Tiger Balm, camphorated balms on the back of the neck and lower back daily, on the soles of the feet. Tiger Balm, are you familiar with this? I grew up with it, of course, Marina, because I'm Asian, or have a half Asian background. Yeah. But I don't know if Marina might be familiar with it. But Tiger Balm, if you were to give Brendan your address, he'd be happy to mail you a bottle, or rather, it's like a little jar. It's more like a rub. It's a balm. So
yeah, they're very accessible. They're very accessible, and these things are. In the Hispanic world, it's like there's like Vicks, you can use Vicks and stuff, but these have more herbal oils like Kajput and wintergreen and stuff like that, and you can apply that to the lower back, soles of feet, even to the third eye, the forehead. Even though it does kind of have like a very menthol-y kind of burn to it, it'll help prevent any things jumping in or affecting your aura in that spot. So, and back of the neck is like an important part of it. So, when it's cold out, always wear a scarf and all that, because where the neck and the spine connect, that's like one of the most important naughty points for, spiritual attacks. So always protect the back of the neck, like no matter what. So that's why I say use these balms and stuff daily, because that'll help reduce anything. And then also like psychic hygiene. So you can refine your senses, like watch sunsets, look at flowers, smell the flowers, get like these like attars, these different fragrance oils, rose water. And if you bring your senses up towards like the heavenly planes, then the lower stuff just automatically falls off. You know, if you eat better food, you know, you have better experiences, then that upward spiral slews off all the slag and all the, you know, negative, kind of gross, as in heavy energies. Then you can basically bloom and stuff. You know, like when a rose blooms, it dumps off all the old stuff and then the new stuff comes out. Same with the lotus, like it comes out of mud and it blooms and it has this wonderful smell. So nature's there to teach that, you know, opening your senses and refining them will remove any of the darkness or the hells. So that's a very important Vedic point.
What?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I will read into it.
And
Yes.
so that being said, Marina, what do you advise for Marina? Of course, I feel is someone who definitely is doing her best to educate the public about the fact that the public is being misguided by an extreme revision of history and a confounding of reality, an obscuration, an occultation. In other words, Marina is fighting a mass indoctrination by the enemy, the Edomites, the people who are essentially jacking the mass mind, polluting the noosphere. The noosphere being, of course, the mass intelligence of humanity, their sense of ability to communicate with each other in a medium that includes the electronic and beyond. When it comes to all of this, she's truly trying to enlighten people, but Marina is, of course, confounded by, as a result of her intentions, she's confounded by people who approach her to then sabotage everything she does. It really means that, Marina, you need to be very alert, aware, and skeptical to a great degree of the people who approach you. You might notice, of course, that in our case, here at Team Dietrich, here on Critical Emissions, you're welcome to come here anytime you wish, but there are people who take the time and energy to approach you, and when they're approaching you, that tends to be, you have to be very security conscious. And with that in mind, Brendan, if you could go into a bit of analysis about some of the people who have been bringing her into these situations, like who exactly invited you to Las Vegas or the American Southwest, Arizona, some of these trips you've been on. I mean, were you in Arizona, Marina? Please give us a bit about your experience in the United States recently.
Sure. I was not in Arizona, but I was in Las Vegas because the band was canceled, but the podcast was not. And well, what can I say? It was very entertaining. Pretty much all for the industries, I guess. But the energy is not that interesting spiritually for some reason.
Right. Well, it wouldn't be. I mean, that's not a very spiritual place.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the many times when you're in this environment of ufology, there's many people who are simply feeding off of your youthful energy, and it must be very draining. And they simply will, again, do their best to sabotage your efforts to try and do good in the world. So when it comes to this, Brendan, a bit of advice on skepticism, if you would be so kind. Let's see if Brendan can come up on off of mute and respond to that. Okay, he's still on the call.
I mean, you know me, I'm super cynical, but like, yeah, limiting exposure to randos, that's like random people, is very important, because like there's a lot of people that appear to be trustworthy, but you can't, it's just the human condition that you can't see their, on them on a spirit level. Or there are also beings that are actually non-spirited beings. They're more like automatons. These are like beings that, this is spoken of in Vedic legends, like during the War of the Mahabharat, an entire faction of the Korva army was basically spirit clones of one being, and they inhabited different bodies, but it was only one spirit. So you don't know, like, some people may not be like fully human, or they may be, you know, these kind of type of automaton drone beings. And even the being in the Vedic knowledge was called Dronacharya. And so he was like, you know, he was making these drones, but they're in biological bodies, but the spirit is his spirit. So whatever they do is according to what he wants. And this being was like a negative being. And same with Jinn and stuff. Jinn can ride people, and you would never know until it's too late that they're, you know, they come across very charismatic, and because Jinn are fire beings. So, you know, you can talk to them and they seem nice, you know, then they get something from you, and then everything turns. So it's very important to be, you know, because in the human body, like, you only see, it's like 0.01% of the electromagnetic spectrum. So there's no way of telling, like, you know, who you're dealing with. And even just regular humans, some of them are just terrible people. Like, even if they're just like people, they could be terrible people. And
Yes.
and they could just be, what's the word for it, Doug? Like, not conniving, but very charismatic, but in a negative sense.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the term for it. There's some fancy English word
Like
for it, but
astute, you know?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Or at least they might
Like,
seem such. But go on.
Yeah, like, they'll seem smart and stuff, and then you talk to them, and it's like, it's all a facade to get closer to you or something, you know. And
That's exactly how this being from Hollywood reached out to me. He seemed to be like,
yeah, well, they're like experts at it. That's all they do.
Yeah.
LA, like, anyone from LA, you know, like, no offense to anyone that lives there, like, and Sammy will attest. Sammy Romero lives there. You cannot trust anyone from LA, like, especially on their word. You have to, like, be sure of their level of being and all this stuff. Like, you know, LA is a very dangerous, you know, that's like my warning, you know, the whiskers, you know, like cats have whiskers. My warning lights go off when I hear, oh, I'm from LA. Like, even here in California, you can't trust those people off the bat.
Yeah.
Same with Las Vegas. If they say I'm from Vegas, I'm like, why would you live there? Like, something's wrong with these people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I do.
Go on.
Yeah.
Marina?
I'm sorry.
No, please, Marina.
With your respect, Douglas, I would want to ask Brandon for a question that I have regarding Vedic knowledge and Vedic entities, deities, gods.
Oh, by all means. Yes.
Sure. Well, I was initiated in the Miguel Serrano's books, and I had a lot of experiences with the Vedic gods and connected with Adolf Hitler being Vishnu, the last avatar. And I've been working with a lot of the Vedic, you know, energies and deities so far, and
yes.
familiarized myself with all of that. Now, I was in my path realizing that there were beings that will come through me in the form of channeling, vocal channeling, that are serpent kind of people. And they are connected,
Yes.
they're directly connected to the inner earth. And one of them were a group of negative, kind of like snake people that will say me horrible things and misguide me. And another group that is also connected to these Vedic gods and Nordic reptilian entities with Adolf Hitler. They were positive serpent hybrids. And they will tell me, see, Heil, and they will guide me in the path. Now, what's very interesting is that the serpent people in question, one of them represents the superior unknown guides of the inner earth for the enemies, and the other ones represent the positive superior guides for the initiations and the occultic initiations for our Hyperborean initiations and paths. Now, something I realized is that they guide me into understanding what they were, because I was confused that they were reptilian-like and serpent-like, right?
Yeah.
So they guide me into researching what are Nagas. And I found out about the Nagas being serpent people mixed with humans and beings that love to be around water and are within the Vedic tradition stories and with Vishnu and Krishna and Shiva and all these different things. And so I'm still receiving messages from them, but sometimes it's the negative ones, sometimes it's the positive, and they come directly from the center of the earth. They claim to be ruling, not ruling, but leading the world, and they call Adolf Hitler like the king of the world. And my question
Yes.
here will be about to discern what is going on and if they're positive or if it's true what I'm telling you, because I'm still very confused about the Nagas, because there's that interference. There are highly negative Nagas are interfering with my process and trying to misguide me and make me think that all that I'm receiving is negative. But then when
Yes.
I align myself to this path, I found them to be very positive and very beautiful.
Yes. Yes. So we're on the middle plane, right? Midgard. And below our plane, there are 7 realms below, including the inner earth, which is like a part of the physical plane. Like
Sorry,
the under
there was an interference
yeah.
and they
Oh, of
disconnected
course.
me from 1 minute. Could you restart?
Yes.
Yeah, say
Yes,
the
so
whole thing
we're on
again.
Midgard.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. So we're on Midgard. This is the Middle Earth. So in Vedic, it's called Bhumandala. And below Earth, there's also the subterranean, which is the physical, still physical. But then there are 7 realms below. And there are many, like 7 of them. So Atal, Patal, Naglok. So they have their own realm, like on another dimension below Earth. And that's where these beings live, and they also live in Patal and stuff. So the evil ones will live with the Patal beings, who are like the dark forces that rule us right now. So these are like the Svartalfar and these dark entities that have taken control of the earth for their own ends. So those beings work with the evil Nagas that do black magic or whatever. So yeah,
Oh,
there's a group of evil ones, but the
I knew
very
it.
bottom realm is actually ruled by Vasuki, who is the king of the Nagas. And he is a very high being, and he has direct links to heaven and the realms above heaven through Vishnu. So if you ever see the image of Vishnu laying down on the cosmic ocean, he's being supported by the 7 or 9-headed serpent god Vasuki. So that faction, the original Nagas that didn't get corrupted, those are very high, very benevolent, and actually support the cosmos, the entire Brahmand. So the whole cosmic egg is supported by those beings. So those beings are in line with divine. They're very much, they serve divine itself by holding up Vishnu and Brahma and the cosmic egg. So those beings are very helpful and beautiful, and they're not negative. But the other beings that are in between Earth and them will obviously want to, they have a beef with them. They're not on the same page as they are, because they have their own desires or whatever. They have their own kind of rebellious thing that they want to, so they don't want people knowing that there are these benevolent Nagas that hold up the whole universe. So Vishnu is connected
Wow.
to that force. So it's called Vasuki. He's like the king of the Nagas, and that force is very, very powerful, and it's beyond the beyond. Like, it's even outside of the universe itself. So yeah, those beings are not negative at all. They're just very deep, because it's literally the last plane. So it's like the most depth you can get as far as existence or creation.
This is so wholesome that you confirmed this information for me, because I was confused. Obviously, why do I get a serpent to insult me, and then I switch and I start ceasing in my channeling, and it's another one that says, no, Marina, you're being misguided, you have to do this, you have to do that, and they start saying, say Heil. They come through
Yeah.
me in my channelings like that. And I was informed
Yes.
about all this system, that there are the serpent people of Atlantis that are connected to these negative Nagas that are the ones who corrupted Atlantis with and made it fall with dark magic, and manipulation. And then
Yeah.
there are these other positive, the serpent people that you're talking about, that are
Yes.
part of the original National Socialist. And this is something that I'm observing even within the Overton window and the pendulum, the natural sync of the pendulum that we are observing right now. These negative serpent people, they are trying to steal National Socialism, the movement, the politics, the ideology from the positive Nagas, the original idea from the Pleiadians and Nordics. and trying to make it theirs and mix it with people are satanic, people are Zionists. That's why they're Nazis. Neo-Nazis are Zionists that are ruled by these invisible energies. These invisible beings are the negative reptiles that do not want this positive outcome, the king of the world, the real peace of earth, on earth.
Yes. Yeah. They don't want any kind of, anything that goes along with, it's called Sanatan Dharma, the eternal Dharma. They have a problem with it because it'll affect what they want to do. Because what they're doing is outside of, it's anti-godly. It's like against nature. So they don't want anyone coming to find something that is so ancient and so wholesome where they can't break people out of that. So if people were in this kind of original, dharmic lifestyle, this dharmic knowledge, then it's so hard to break people out of that. I mean, it took them 5,000 years to, and even the Kali Yuga came to help them out. So even the fall of the Kali Yuga didn't guarantee them victory. It's like after they got the upper hand because of Kali Yuga, then they were working on the population for 5,000 years and brought us to this point where they feel like they can come out in the open now and rule everyone. So that's the problem. And that's why anyone who comes across this kind of stuff, that's their main thing, is like to suppress what's called Sanatan Dharma. So anyone that comes across something dharmic or has a real spirit that wants to know, then they'll try and block that. That's like their modus operandi. And so here's the story. Before any of the planes were fully formed and before Earth was there was this churning of the ocean where the gods and the demons fought for control of who was to have the divine nectar. So Vishnu and Shiv, the two highest forces of divine, devised this plan to have them churn the cosmic ocean, and whatever came out, they would split between the devas, who are the demigods, and the angels, the elementals, and the danavs, which are the basically the demons. We would know them as demons, but they're not exactly demons. They're like the opposing tribe, the asuras. They're called devas and asuras. So Vasuki comes into this Samudra Manthan story. It's the churning of the cosmic ocean in order to obtain the Amrit, which is the nectar of immortality. So they needed a rope that was vast as Mount Meru itself, which was the rod of churning. So they used the Serpent King Vasuki because he offered himself as that, the rope to churn this, divine mountain, the axis of the world, to bring out all these creations. And so each group took, one side of the snake, and they were, churning it like butter, right? Pulling from side to side, kind of like tug of war. And through this immense strain and cosmic friction, two substances emerged. One was the hala hala, which is this immense poison that was going to pollute the entire universe, and which Lord Shiv took upon himself to remove. So Shiva came and absorbed it, and became why his throat turned blue and all of that. So Shiv was so powerful that he could destroy even the most, gnarly poison ever created. And then afterwards, many things came out, including the nectar of immortality, of which gods partook of. And so that was the Vasuki, who was the instrument of this event, was doing this through a selfless sacrifice with compassion. And in that moment, he surrendered to Lord Shiv, not just as a deity, but as the embodiment of everything Vasuki was aspired and inspired to be: fearless, balanced, detached, compassionate. And then Shiv accepted his surrender, and that's when he gave him the place upon Shiv's neck. So there's like a snake around Shiva, and that's actually Vasuki, who is the symbol of trust, divine servitude, devotion. And when the energies align with truth and you surrender to the divine, then it becomes, that force comes through, and it becomes a carrier of light, protection, and balance. So that's, that's a little backstory. You can look into it, like if you just look up Churning of the Ocean story. It's a fun little mythology, which is actually a cosmic story. So, yeah.
Yes, Marina.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. That's very interesting, Brendan.
Yes.
I think you just helped me a lot right now because, again, when I started initiation, they told me that if I would start not moving or spiritually, or if I will start to create within my own brain, let's say, configurations of beliefs that will make me not be able to flow with those energies, the universal forces of the solar initiation of the right path, which is represented by the clockwise swastika. They told me that these universal forces, as they work naturally, if I will contradict them or by negative beliefs or any confusion within my brain, or I will not move, they could eventually destroy me. So they called it the point of no return. And eventually, I have never stopped fighting, and I have never stopped my path. But something that really, I'm sorry for the expression, but F me up,
Mhm.
it's that these negative Nagas, these serpents, actually intervene into my life when they observe this initiation, and they started to try to manipulate me, saying that all the Nagas are negative, that I shouldn't connect with the symbol, that they were misguiding me,
Yeah.
that all of them are evil. In that way, the energies, the ley lines of the earth were actually, I was going so bad against them because of this confusion within my brain, that
Yes.
energetically they could actually send the black magic into my body and be very receptive of that.
Yes. Yes. And a little tidbit about, so according to the mythology, the many of the ley lines, in Celtic mythology, they're called dragon lines because when those cosmic serpents, the benevolent ones that hold up this plane and they hold up the whole universe, they can travel as well. And so they create those lines. Those are actually their bodies and different it's like the physical representation of their resonance cosmically. And so when they move, that is what actually creates earthquakes. So it's not actually tectonics, it's actually uh these like Shishnog and these different Nog princes moving under the earth that create earthquakes and stuff. So they're very connected to the earth plane. And yeah, those beings don't have any problem with like lying to people and saying like, yeah, the snakes are evil or the reptilians are evil. But actually, originally they weren't corrupted. Those are just like the dark versions of them, you know. And they're
Oh.
cool with lying to people. Like, they feel like they're basically protected. They feel like they're protected from their guru. They have a guru that's like the Asura's guru, and he can shield them from all like the negative karma. So they're cool with doing like all kinds of heinous acts and stuff because they have like a rishi on their side that's like able to shield them, you know. So
Oh, wow.
so you can't trust like, yeah, just because it appears like incorporeal, some kind of being appears doesn't mean, and they could be very powerful, but it doesn't mean they're like functioning as per dharma or anything. Like they could be doing who knows what,
Hmm.
because a lot of the higher beings, even like they're busy enjoying heaven, like they're not going to interfere. They have like this very important kind of non-interference with other beings, kind of,
Yeah.
it's part of the way they work. So you've got to be on guard if something approaches. Well, mostly 9 times out of 10. Yeah.
Yes, and dear Marina, before I bring up another point that I feel is important, I want you to know that you've given me your email before, but apparently your content did not transfer onto Microsoft Teams where I can access it. So, in other words, the conversations that you and I had on Skype are not appearing in your account now. If you would be so kind as to provide myself with your email, I will email you something that's about the world within our world that I sent to other members of Team Dietrich recently. I'm satisfied enough with it now in its final revision where I'll send it to you. But so if you would be kind enough to enter that email into oh, there we are. Thank you so much. She did that just, yeah. So that being said, I do want you to know that Peter Moon bragged about his connections with the Masons in Hollywood, who always mispresent themselves as, of course, Illuminati, because they're trying to satanically invert the Illuminati, who are truly the good guys. Understand this much, that the Bavarian Illuminati were established in Germany in 1776 to combat the American Revolution taking place across the Atlantic in the New World. And the George Washington and the traitors to the crown that were the founding fathers of the United States, they were Freemasons, whereas the Bavarian Illuminati became the foundations for the SS. And it was this reason that they continually defame and slander the Illuminati by claiming they're the manipulators of evil in the world. That's simply the Allied propaganda campaign. Understand that the war continues between the Illuminati and the Freemasons, but it's the Masonic evil line that is truly the threat to yourself, and that Peter Moon was always bragging about his connections to Hollywood and the Masons with a number of people, especially an individual named Joel Derrick, who worked with virtual reality and creating artificial memories that he downloaded into Peter Moon quite often. Such being said, have you done anything to get rid of Peter Moon's books? Because when he mailed those to you, he mailed them with a binding curse. Have you taken action in that regard?
I tried to, but ever since I traveled to America, I have not been able to execute the plan that I had, which was to go to my village instead of here, the city, and find a good place to create a fire pit and eventually destroy those books, and eventually also other books that the other Illuminati Hollywood person sent me.
Okay. And so what do you recommend she do, Brendan? Anything you recommend she do? The fire pit sounds a bit dangerous. Perhaps there's something
Salt them immediately. Put them in a ring of salt as soon as you can, if you have them around you. And just buy as much salt as you can and put them in a place that you don't frequent. And that'll temporarily disable any of the leeching, let's call it, the dark spell casting. Yeah. So that's very important.
Actually,
and salt your body as well, like in a bath or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
Epsom salts.
essential.
Bathe in Epsom salts. And as well as that, place a mirror upside down, face down against the books to mirror the energy back at Peter Moon. And before you salt them, just like literally, as he said, just take an entire sack of salt and pour it on them in some place that you're not going to be going to, like some discarded basement area, some corner basement area, just to keep them neutralized until you can take them to the fire pit to burn them, with that upside down mirror on top of them first before you bury them in salt. Does that sound reasonable, Brendan? Anything else to be taken with? Circle them in salt, of course. Draw a circle in salt around them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
yeah, that's it. That's it. And dispose of them as quick as you can.
Yeah.
And that's part of, so whoever's writing these bindings, that's part of the deal, is it blocks you from getting rid of them. So anyone who is worth their salt, so to speak, in spellcasting automatically puts that into it's ingrained into the spell. So when the second you try and get rid of it, it like Gollum from, Lord of the Rings, it like you question like, oh, do I have time for this, or should I do this? It somehow throws you off track.
In other words, it's baked into the spell that the very cursed item is something that always sabotages your efforts to get rid of it. So that's why you haven't gotten rid of it. But I can guarantee you it's one of the primary sources of the problems that you're suffering today. So does that make sense?
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, if you remove those things, that's the first step into dialing back anything that's being thrown. And I've had this happen to me, so.
Well, I have a question.
Please.
I was sent a gift, an unwanted gift, by this harasser, which is a braille pendant. And of course, I thought to myself, no, Marina, don't trust this. This is, first of all, it comes from a satanic human being from the Illuminati and the Scientologists. Second of all, I knew 100% that that pendant was cursed. They placed magic on it. So what I did is destroy the symbol, destroy the whole pendant, and froze it in water, so that the spell that was in it won't be able to work. Now I am working on melting the metal, the silver, and in hoping to get away of those frequency patterns in which they encrypt the magic to spell. Do you think that will work?
Brendan? Let's see if he's able to come off mute. Some of the problem is that he's in a working environment, plus we're also experiencing a lot of sabotage. So Brendan, as soon as you can get off the mute, we'll answer that question. So be patient with us, dear Marina. I want you to know that dearest Aristides has taken one of the sigils that was provided and put it into a GIF form.
Yes, I had to hop off for a second. What was that about the silver?
She's trying. She's trying to basically. She was sent a pendant that was cursed, and she's done her best to deface the symbol on the pendant, and then she put it in frozen water to try and freeze the spell, and now she's working on melting the metal itself. That's just the summary, but if you could, does that hit it about right, Marina? Describe that to him. She's wondering what she should do to break the spell that was sent with this pendant by those gang stalkers. That's
100% true.
Okay. So yeah, melting it will, if you want to keep the metal, you have to melt it and reset the atomic structure of the metal. That being said, there is going to be residual baked into it, so you might as well just sell it off. Don't keep it around you.
Well, would you recommend that she take it and bury it at a crossroads, or throw it into a river, or what?
Yeah, if it's like monetarily insignificant, then
yes,
literally break it and throw it in a river, or just throw it in a river immediately, and the nature will just remove the spell. So
that's great. Thank you so much.
The deepest, longest river you could find, basically. Let the serpent,
Yeah, I don't really care about the money.
Yeah, so that's the way. Yeah, so get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it.
Okay. Yes, very important, and
or even the ocean. The ocean will totally dissolve any cursed item. That's the best way to get rid of it.
The ocean. There you are.
Yeah.
A nice trip to the beach, Marina. And please, Marina, any other questions that you have? Obviously, we want you to know we knew you were under siege and assault ever since Peter Moon sent you those books. This is ultimately the result of that. Yes. Oh.
I find it so surprising that he was able to integrate with this and commune with these circles so easily and blend and pretend something else.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of these people. Most of the people approaching you are going to be disingenuous. They're simply going to be... the majority of people approaching you are not going to have your best interests at heart. And the reason for this is because you've taken a stance on the side of light in a time of darkness. We're in a dark age. But things go in cycles, and as things go in cycles, there will come a time when my biological father Adolf Hitler's name will be respected as it should, and of course the SS will be honored as the consecrated knights that they were. But such having been said, right now we're in the darkest of times, but also make certain to try and adapt your terminology. Words are very important, and this is why there's a culture war over words. When it comes to much of what you said, many people wouldn't catch it or understand it, and it needs a little bit of context or explanation. One of the things Marina was trying to explain was that many of the neo-Nazi movements are actually controlled by the enemy, the Edomites, the Zionists, that the Zionists are actually funding them to go in unproductive directions or self-destructive directions, or to discredit the true conservative ideology, or the ideology that is trying to maintain culture. As a result, the public becomes therefore repulsed by acts or behaviors of these Zionist manipulated neo-Nazi groups. This is something that the federal government in the United States has done for generations. Is they've infiltrated the radicalized right in America and completely corrupted it, caused it to commit to acts of terrorism so that they could break up the entire movement and then reform it in their image. That's what's created the perverted MAGA that we have today in America. But when it comes to what you're dealing with, Marina, always remember that because words are so important and words cast spells, that's why it's called spelling. The very term grimoire, or a work of magic or the occult, grimoire is simply the Latin word for grammar. These are essentially spell books involving spelling. And so words, in a very real sense, they're the programming of our reality. We program our reality through the language that we use. So remember that the Illuminati is the positive. Think of the Bavarian Illuminati established by Adam Weishaupt in 1776. The perfectibilists that became ultimately, hundreds of years later, the Schutzstaffel. They were one of the foundation roots for the SS. Think of them as the good guys, and remember they're in a war with the Freemasons of the United States of America that were essentially the people who were proud of being Masonic. The very term Mason comes from the old stoneworkers, the builders of the pyramids, yet they took pride in being the source of the downfall of Atlantis. This was the roots of the traitors to the crown, like Washington and Benjamin Franklin, racist slave owners who ran plantations and exterminated the Native American Indians of America, whom my biological father, Adolf Hitler, loved and respected. The Native Americans also used what they called the Flyfot, or the swastika. That was the symbol of the Native Americans, many of their tribes. So when it comes to the reality of the situation, understand that my father was on the side of right, and the American founding fathers were on the side of the anti-gods, that their Masonry is the enemy. Yet they always present themselves, if they're trying to present themselves as sinister, as Illuminati. And they'll say anyone who is sinister is Illuminati. It's why it was all started due to a series of books called The Illuminati Conspiracy that was written by an individual who took his name from the founder of the First Church of Satan, the Jewish magus Anton Szandor LaVey, who created an atheistic Satanism based on the Jewess Ayn Rand's philosophy. And this individual, Robert Anton Wilson, who again took his name from his satanic master, Anton LaVey. His middle name was simply his master's first name. Robert Anton Wilson, or R.A.W., wrote the Illuminati trilogy. And this was all a propaganda against the Nazis that was circulated on every college campus in the world, in every language they could translate it into. So understand that take on instead of using the term Illuminati, use the term Masonic or the Masons when you're addressing the manipulators of negative events in the world. That being said, if anything else comes to my mind, I'll bring it up. But feel free to ask any other questions of that come to your mind.
Sure. Thank you so much for the information. That was that was very interesting. I will definitely change the way that I perceive them. Um, I have another question for Brendan, and it had to do with a book that is called The Lord of the Serpents, or something like that, or The Lord of the Snakes. I'm translating from Spanish, obviously, and it talks about the liberation of control. And there's a very specific page that says, when Mother Saktiananda went out of their own trance meditation that day, she commented, I have understood the Shiva force. It's the only force that has been able to control all the reptilian forces. And that's the only way that it has been given for humanity as a code for the codes for getting out of it, the liberation of those tensions. And that is why in their representations the Lord Shiva wears the serpents as regalia, just like warriors when they get to dress themselves with ornaments of the people that they won over. I'm translating directly. Sorry for the grammar.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Your language is beautiful. Brendan,
Thank you.
are you with us? Are you able to come out of mute there so that you can help put some context into that?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good. Were you able to hear? Were you able to hear what Marina had to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
In the context of what you're saying there, so what I told earlier about Vasuki pledging his loyalty to Shiv, that's one aspect of the archetype. The other aspect, why the snake is there around his neck and like it goes up towards his crown, is Shiv has the mastery over the Kundalini force. So he's like the original enlightened being archetype. That's why he has third eye open and he has full access to the third eye power. So that is the Shiv force. And the serpent is residing at the spine, coiled in the Muladhara chakra, which the sigil for the Muladhara chakra is the swastika.
Oh.
So that's the first chakra, the red chakra of the base of the spine, is the Muladhara. And inside the Muladhara is called Kundalini Devi, who's the goddess of that force. And she only allows access to beings that go towards enlightenment and go towards the Shiv archetype. Otherwise, you can't force it. You can't hang upside down from a tree, or whatever people are saying to activate the Kundalini and do all this stuff. Or, you can't force it. You have to take certain steps as like a fail-safe to be able to use that Kundalini force, because once it's fully activated, then you have, you get like what's basically what the third eye is a portal to other dimensions. So to be qualified for that, you have to reach a certain level, which is the Shiv level. And Shiva or Shiv that's a very high state, and it's not for everybody. And that's why he is the protector of the serpent, of Devi. And also by being that, he can control the Kundalini after it's activated and all of that. So that's why there's that connection. And that's there in the Vedic mythology / knowledge.
That was so synchronistic, because actually
Yes.
when I was very dull with my own Kundalini energy after so much attacks, I was very weak, and I asked the inner earth people, the positive Nagas and other beings of Agartha and Shambhala.
Yes.
I asked for help, and they said, vision, Marina, vision. And I said, what is with sight or vision? Sorry for the
Yes.
word, it's sight.
Yes.
They said, you need to wake up your Kundalini in order to have sight again,
Yes.
to take it back. So that was very synchronistic. Thank you.
Yeah, because why would they call it? Why would the ancient people call it an eye? Because an eye can see, So there you go. It's like seeing things, the truth of things at a certain point, where you could see. Basically, Shiv's power is to see truth. Anywhere he looks, he can see the truth of a thing, like fully, and get full knowledge of it. So that's like what the third eye truly, like fully maxed out. If it's completely on that God level, then you can just look at a thing and see the truth of it. Like full reality. There's no, it is what it is. That's like the real third eye power. So yeah, seeing is believing, as they say.
Thank you.
So
That's
that's
very
that's the
informative.
true Shiv force. Yeah.
Excellent. And with that having been expressed, hopefully you've received my email, and take a look at that at your leisure. You'll need to open it up to read the full message. In other words, scan down to the bottom and then press the open text, and it's 66 pages. I look forward to your review of that in the near future. But in the meantime, while we have the advantage of your gracing us with your presence, I want you to know that you have the full sympathy of all of Team Dietrich, T-Tank Barry, and all the rest, and they've provided many valuable illustrations in the text box, which again, Aristides, if you would be so kind, do a repeat for Marina of how to access the images in text using your phone, and then that way she can later on use these images on her computer to secure her cyberspace, because that's very important. That's where your information and data comes through, and the supernatural tends to impact us through the digital. Aristides, if you would be so kind.
Yeah. To see maybe to see all the images, you have to go not in the little call window, but to the chat, and then if you click on the bar at the top, then you get like the gallery view of the images, and it, because in the chat it just says image, but if you go, like, if you click on the top bar, it should like the header or whatever, it should give you like the gallery, and you can see should be able to see everything there. Plus, I don't know, is that the GIF I sent like animating, or is it like not doing that?
Oh, let me take a look at that. Aristides took the trouble to put one of the sigils into an animated GIF. I'm going to see if it's actually GIFing.
Right. Oh, the dumb thing is, it's. I tried to.
It
the
is.
idea was to make it smaller, but I think it's actually bigger than the original movie file, so that's kind of dumb.
Oh yeah, it's actually
Anyway, go on.
it's probably so large or something. It's not GIFing. It's not opening for. It's not opening for me.
Okay.
On
Okay,
this,
cool.
in Microsoft Teams, might need some more work, but. Such being said, that was a great explanation, Aristides. And again, any further questions about what's been going on lately, Marina? Certainly, of course, you've had a bit of traveling. You met Americans on their home territory. I can only assume it was a traumatic experience. And most of the time, I can't imagine anything. Both Brendan and I, when we discussed it personally, didn't feel you were going to have a very good time in America, just because there's so many assholes here, and it turns out we were right. Of course, they just jumped you as soon as you showed up. I mean, it always looked like an ambush to me. That's what so many of these things are. And like I said, the whole ufology community is loaded with these people. I mean, that's the majority of them. The overwhelming majority of them are just deep state assholes that are simply there to make certain nothing sensible can be made of the ufology phenomenon. But as a result, when you do your best to make yourself public and make your stance public, many of these people come across as sympathetic, but they're really just misrepresenting themselves with every desire to set up an ambush. We've experienced this again and again. It takes a lot to be resilient, and it really begins to wear a person down. But remember, you can always return here, and we're always here for you. Obviously, hopefully our communications become more regular and more routine, and that way we can help you in your journey make it smoother. Such being said, any other questions you have for Brendan or Aristides or even Amy Como or myself, feel free to ask them, or anything else you feel should be brought to the attention of our listeners, such as current events. If you feel that there's something in terms of current events or politics or anything that you feel our listeners should be paying attention to, feel free to share it. Okay, Marina? Please, by all means.
Sure. Well, I was going to ask a general question for anybody that knows about this. Now that there is a being trying to attach to me, which is this Hollywood guy, and he is bombarding my implant, he's trying to reach out. he's projecting his energy psychically into my body, and it's attached eventually, and it runs like a parasite. It is literally eating my energy. It is looshing me. So I have the general question of asking if anybody knows how to break any possible contracts that there is, and how can I remove attached entities, or in this case, attached humans.
Well, Brendan Zoget is in the shop right now. He'll be right back. So, Brendan, if you're listening to us, I hope that you heard that. If not, I will happily have Marina repeat it. For the sake of our listeners, I'll explain some concepts. Loosh, of course, is an essence. It is the S of our life, our life force. And so the Robert Monroe Institute was based on the researches of that individual who coined the term loosh, feeling that there were entities that fed off of our pain, in particular, our emotions that were welled up by events of tragedy and pain. And so such being articulated, hopefully people have some further context for what Marina means when she says these parasites are looshing her, these parasitic entities or even personalities. I am very glad and proud of Heather Marina, thinking about other people that we've been having some. Heather Holman is a member of Team Dietrich who's been going through a big crisis lately, and hopefully she's stabilizing. But for Marina, I'm very glad that she's, how would I say it, able to articulate these issues. But such having been said, when it comes to these parasites, again, we'll talk to Brendan about, they knocked her off. So hopefully she's able to navigate her way back into the call. And hopefully Brendan returns from the shop by then. That's Bren. When you're back. Amy, yes.
I'm here. I'm listening. So the Monroe Institute, this is the Schumann resonance and the work with sound frequency.
Yes.
Monroe Institute.
Yes. Tell us about that. What do you know about them?
I mean, this is like my primary defense is, the use of sound, the use of frequency to redirect like intention or thought patterns, or as she's saying, like it's that at work in her psyche through an implant. So this is a very physical manifestation, and I think that physical interventions are necessary. Like sometimes we want to believe that we could just think of a weapon and be protected, but sometimes like they are physical, and the only way to really break it is to do something physical. Like I liked Brendan's suggestion about the grounding, to get in touch with the earth in a very physical way. That's a great way to neutralize a lot of things. Salt is a great way to neutralize a lot of things. Also magnets. So things can attack through electric means, but they also attack through a magnetic field. And so if you can intervene with those two things, sometimes it will disrupt these events in such a way that you get a little bit of freedom. And she's gone again. I thought I brought her back in.
It's okay. I will timestamp this, so hopefully she will review it. So everything you're saying is important, and go into a little bit more detail. Continue with your thoughts before I ask you to go into a little bit more detail about how you use sound and what sound you use to shield yourself and ward off evil.
Well, it goes individually in different moments. Like sometimes you need it more than others. Sometimes you need to really just put yourself in a situation where you're just listening to vibrations from a singing bowl.
those are really great gifts that you can give your spirit to help remove after a long battle. There's also the magnets, like to literally just find a magnet, and if you feel the direction of the attack, stick a little kitchen magnet in the top of your knee-high socks. You know, I mean, for me, it had to do with like, how am I feeling this? How is it presenting? And if it's an attack in your brain, that is very, because there's only so much you can do to affect the etheric energy around you, but it's not hopeless. And the fact that she's so open about her refusal to, bite the bait, like she's approached by someone who's like, we're gonna make you famous, and she's like, yeah, okay, and doesn't follow through. I think that kind of fawning is a very it's almost disingenuous to like how strong she truly is. Like, she really has the ability to see things in a way that I don't know many people who speak in the same mode that she does. I just don't.
Yes.
And I understand that she's got a huge following, and there's people everywhere who are, responding and engaging and participating in her talks. And I just want her to understand that because she has fought them so tirelessly, it's okay to just back up and do the work she needs to do to make sure that she doesn't compromise herself in a way that feels disingenuous.
Excellent. I want to thank you so much for that, Amy. That's beautiful and very important. And I want you to know that your quality of your technology was generally excellent throughout that dissertation.
That's been an issue for us, for sure. Like, I don't know. They've really been after some of us while we're on this show, that they just can't let us talk. They'll just have to do whatever has to happen to make sure that we can't have our voices heard. And it's really, I don't think of it as good or bad. I think of it as, isn't that interesting? Like, can't I just be curious about this, but then be, absolutely adherent to the belief system that's kept me safe, and not having to go towards that shiny treat or bauble that's being put in front of me, and feeling like I can entertain your proposition, and I can also choose a hard maybe no. To just be on the fence, but fully engaged with the get the hell away from these people.
Well, you're very gracious, and I thank you for your compassion and your ability to empathize, not just sympathize, but empathize with Marina, and that's profound. I also want you to grace us with a little bit of the gift of your time, since we have you on, and generally at this time you're very exhausted and you tend to fall asleep, but you've gone out of your way to invest the energy to be with us tonight. Why don't you, in just a moment after I ask Brendan a question, tell people a little bit about your experience, which parallels what happened to Marina, because I believe that there's elements of your experience that have. But now that Brendan has rejoined us, I don't know if you were able to hear what Marina was saying, but she was asking for advice on purging these parasitic entities, looshing her, or sucking the very essence of her soul, her life energy, her life force.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I heard everything.
Oh, excellent.
And what you guys stated, especially Amy, was very important and totally valid. That's super helpful. And I would just add, when it comes to those beings, whoever it is, you can actually go a step above them, or many steps above them, because these are very low entities, and you can actually just speak what are called pure principles. So if you use pure principles as a mantric tool, repetition from the mouth, you could say, no being can own another being. No being can own another being. And you can repeat that indefinitely because it's a safe phrase. And at the same time, it lessens the power of other people to grasp you from the outside, because it's a universal principle that no being can own another being. It doesn't matter. Like, you could try, you could imprison people, you can grab them, you can torture them or whatever, but at the end of the day, you can't touch their spirit and you can't grab a hold of their spirit. And that's something that's just ingrained into the multiverse, like the universe. So, like, there's so many people in history, they were imprisoned, but they still never rebelled mentally, or they never succumbed mentally or spiritually, and they stuck to their guns till their dying day. So the point is, and even with slavery and stuff, you can own someone's physical body and force them to do things, but you don't own a being. You can't own a being. So that's like a universal principle you can just repeat. No being can own another being. And that goes for anyone. Like, and it helps actually reduce a lot of like weirdness that happens in, the modern world too. Like, with weird relationships or just people around you. You could just say, just keep repeating that. No being can own another being. No being can own another being. So if you repeat pure principles, the power they have against you is lessened because you're aligning with the multiverse. And the multiverse can actually back you up more than anything else. Because it's an intelligence. It's like, it's Brahma, it's the Brahman. So it's an intelligence itself. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course. And thank you for expressing that. And it's, as I said, I will certainly timestamp this. Hopefully, Marina will return to review it if she's unable to return to the call. I'm going to share a screen here for a moment. Let's share the screen. And while I'm sharing screen,
click off of my messages real quickly.
Yes. And while I'm sharing the screen, let's take a look at the call itself. And when we go to the Marina Sarin account, basically, she, interesting enough, that her email should have been in my account, but it was not, because normally when I've sent her things before, I would just type in the first few letters and the email would have come up automatically, but it did not in her case. So yeah,
I can confirm that when we did the Skype transfer, we checked everybody's contact info and it was all in there.
Yes.
So, and everyone's chats were still there because we had found it. And the only people that got intercepted was George and her.
Interesting. That's right. And they're both in Europe. One's in England, one's in Spain. So there might be some logic to that other than their attempted sabotage, but I think it's because they're both obviously...
and this bag of chips is for Pete, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, here's a big fuck you, Pete. It's a big fuck you. And it's amazing how Marina Sarin is very, very... how would I say it? She's very self-conscious about her language, and she doesn't need to be. Here on Team Dietrich, we swear all the time. Such having been said, I was going to point out that I look at her right now.
Yeah, you're like worse than a sailor. Shit.
Thank you.
Shocking.
Oh, thank you.
I've gotten used to it, but I could imagine other people hearing what you say is like shocking.
Yeah, well,
like forget about Howard Stern. Just listen to Doug, especially the old school days. Holy shit.
Well, it's all I can say is they need it. They need the shock and awe. They really do. Now, notice this. First off, her it's on red. Her contact info is on red that says she's in a call. See that in the text? It says, look at it again, in a call. It said that briefly before it actually displays her stuff. I see she's been able to hide her contact details. So maybe that's due to the recent stalking. Maybe that's due to the recent stalking. She's been forced to adapt to that. But it says she's in a call, yet she's not on our call. So that's something's happened, and they definitely took her off the call. There's been some yeah. So that being said, we're going to stop sharing for the moment, and just hope that she's able to navigate her way back onto the call. If not, let's talk with Amy Como for a few minutes, and if our dear Marina is unable to join us, we've been on for 2 hours. If she's unable to join us, shortly after the top of the hour, we'll probably call it a night for all the reasons I've articulated. Yeah, for as long as you feel like it, Amy, you tell us a little bit about some of your targeting situations you've been through that parallel what's happened to Marina. I'm certain you can relate.
Listen, she has her own stuff. I don't know if anything really parallels. I definitely. Your
technology is glitching again. Are you on speaker?
Okay.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Not on. It says everything's good.
Okay, a little better now. Whatever you're doing to bring it closer to your mouth, or whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Oh.
I swear to you, I'm not even moving. Like, it just does this.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
there's.
I believe it.
You know what it is. You know, it's just okay. It's your turn. Glitch, glitch, glitch.
Hey, it's true. It's true. Yes.
That's why the show's always better. We just yell at each other. Just like, quiet now. Like, that's always like everything.
Oh God! Now they're glitching you again, honey. They're glitching you again.
Well, there's one thing we know for sure, that
me.
none of the sus people ever get blocked.
Yeah, none of the sus people ever
Ian
have
came
this.
in crystal clear.
Yeah.
Pete always came in crystal clear, even though it was boring.
Yeah. Yes.
Not a single one of those people ever got cut off for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and by the way, boring doesn't even do it. Peter wasn't just boring, he was oppressive. It was turgid. Just turgid and monotonous, repetitive. And of course, just senile vacillation. It was just senile vacillation, just meanderings. But
it wasn't though. It was like directed at like viable guests. Like
yes. Well, you were a target. Tell him the time you started. Yeah, he
never liked me.
Yeah.
He never. Well, in retrospect, okay.
Remember, no, he was disingenuous. He was so disingenuous when towards the end he said, "I find more and more reasons to like you, Amy," and it just sounded so pretentious, so patronizing. Do you remember that at all, or did you bleach that, Amy?
I do. Well, and in my head, I'm going like, what kind of attitude did I present to him to make him think that I cared enough about what he was thinking of me? And I mean, I don't mean to sound callous, but maybe I am. Like every interaction with him was really just just pure idiocy.
Yeah.
I would ask him questions, he wouldn't answer them. He wouldn't even address them. I mean, I told you when I first started coming on that I have respect for him because he's the same age as my father, and my father is a hot mess that I've always respected, regardless of how difficult my relationship with him was. And so that was kind of my attitude from the get, was there's this older man, I respect him because he's the same age as my father, but he was just absolutely incredibly absent, as far as giving any valid response to anything I had to say. Yeah, and the Saki incident also, that really just sealed it, that I wasn't going to try to even engage with the crazy anymore. It was over with. It was fine. Old drunk men. Yeah, I've been there. That's not at all interesting. So
diplomatic way of putting it. Oh, so
well, but also with Marina and this scuzzy dumbass who's bringing her to Vegas. And honestly, dude, the Europeans not know that Vegas is a fucking cesspool? I don't know anything. I live in the middle of nowhere.
Germany and stuff, it's very they think it's the place to go for some reason.
I don't know. I guess I've done it. I've gone to Vegas a number of times. I don't really get excited about winning money at the casino, but I do. I sometimes win
I was in
money
the
at the
airport once,
casino.
and it was like that shit from the first Star Wars where they like go to that border town, and he's like, "It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy." It's
Mos
like that's what
Eisley.
I saw.
Mos
Yeah, it
Eisley.
was like Mos Eisley but worse. And I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, this place looks sick. I gotta get out of here." Like, there was like fucking people gambling in the terminal, and I was just like, "I gotta get the fuck out of here. This is sick."
That was my favorite part about it. The favorite part about Vegas was how the whole airport,
Was leaving.
everybody had to go sit in that room to smoke their cigarettes.
Oh,
I love that.
How-
That was my favorite part.
Holly's joined us, and the thing that I want to say before Holly, comes on strong, and I want her to come on strong. I wanted everyone to know that they're making millions off of fucking slot machines and gambling tools in military bases. This has got to. I mean, what the fuck are slot machines doing on military bases? That's federal property. And that's like, at this
I
point.
don't know. They're so fun, Douglas. They're so fun. Like, find out who your friends are, get rid of all your money, see who shows up.
Yeah, this is like, it's like, it's over. It's over. America's over. This is like, there's no way that these guys can fight a war. If anyone thinks your military men are heroes, just look at all of the slot machines on military bases, and you walk through and you'd think you were in a senior center where these drooling idiots are just pulling the one-armed bandit. They're masturbating the one-armed bandit, just pulling on that cock, jerking that meat, that plastic
Smoking
lever.
their cigarettes. They get to smoke cigarettes while they do this. That's the fun. Sometimes they even bring a tray of drinks.
So now, with that, dear Holly, tell us what's on your mind now that you're gracing us with your presence. Glad to have you aboard. Say hi to Amy and everyone else, of course. And,
hi, everyone. Hi.
Yeah, thanks for your latest
Hi.
emails. Tell us about the latest emails. Big Balls getting his ass kicked. Tell us about that.
Beat down. He took a beat down in D.C. That was a couple wacky didn't want to mention.
Man, they're fucking with you. They're glitching you, Holly. They're glitching you, Holly.
So are you guys.
Okay.
You too.
Well, you're sounding better now. So repeat what you said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. It was after you sent the creepy Epstein pictures, which was very creepy.
Tell
Glass
people about that.
eyeballs
Tell
framed.
people about Epstein. Tell people about the Epstein mansion. The eyeballs.
I just remember and fucking Noam Chomsky was
Noam
on the plane,
Chomsky!
and his wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
And remember, Noam
shit.
Chomsky was the private tutor of Brandon Young. Remember that? Noam Chomsky privately tutored Brandon Young. Explains a lot. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, Heather Holman's
But
asking.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, by the way, Heather Holman's asking, is Brendan here? Hey, Brendan, come off mute. Expose yourself. At any rate, once he does that, we'll know. In the meantime, Holly, do continue. You were also bringing my attention to...
Well, but if I fold up Big Balls, he got beat down by a bunch of 15-year-old kids, apparently. Who I'm sure didn't know who he was and wanted the car. And so I'm really worried for these kids.
I am.
Because they caught a couple of them. Yeah. And imagine what they'll do to them.
Oh, shit.
I think Trump's already calling them terrorists and shit. I just hate to think, oh, God. I don't think they were, rich private school boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all I can say is I hope they get good defense from good liberal lawyers, and that they bail
I
their
kind
ass.
of do too, Douglas. I'm
Yes.
sorry, but I do.
Yes.
The punishment will not be proportionate
Of course
to the
not.
crime.
No, they've got to get these kids. We got to make them heroes. We got to turn them into the next Luigi Magnoni. Each
There
one of
you
it's a
go.
gang of Luigi Magnonis, people. Yeah.
I can't help but appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you, because he's all up there working. He didn't quit. He's working for Social Security. He works for the SSA.
Oh, that piece of shit. Yeah.
In their most sensitive materials.
Yes.
Redoing their code.
Yes.
Getting the hallucinations all in there when your check stops coming.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And of course,
how you gonna? You can't fix that.
And tell about what NASA's bullshitting about now. Yeah, that's
Oh my Lord. Well, see, you're the only one I want to hear comment on the sketch information that's there, because if anybody understands, it's you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to give you a little pre-warning in case you did have thoughts to get together on the subject.
All I can say is
especially in secret space, how you used it as a gravitational point somehow.
Yes. Yeah.
That business, and that was a long time ago. I heard that, but it lodged.
Yes, and I appreciate
in
that.
my mind. And the moon's been treated disgracefully.
Yes.
I mean, these idiots fire Volkswagen-sized bullets into it so they can observe the ejecta.
Yeah.
And do spectroscopy and all that on it. I mean, it's horrible. And it's not only us doing it. Now I understand other countries are doing shit like that too.
Yeah. Madness.
It's so horrible, and it really doesn't seem to get a lot of press.
I can tell you it very seldom does. How did you even come across it?
I came across it, and I was working for the telescope at that time, I believe. Mm-hmm. Or at least, close enough. But it was mainstream. It was announced. Mm-hmm. It was announced, and everybody, shrugged their shoulders. Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's dumb was the worst thing anybody ever said, but barely that. Oh, wow, how interesting. I thought it was sickening. The Native Americans were super pissed off.
As well they should be. Yes. No.
As rightfully so.
Yes.
And, but they were the only ones that recoiled.
Uh-huh. And, well, hopefully we all will eventually. Let me respond to Heather. She says hi in the chat. And let me... Yeah. Oh, we couldn't hear you. They glitched you, honey.
I was just saying...
Say, oh, God, they glitched her again. Jesus Christ. How about you, Amy? Say hi to Heather. Holly.
Amy,
you there? Still there? Oh my God!
A distant echo.
She's had a lot of adventures lately. A lot of positive things have been happening to her. I'm happy to report.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because I missed the beginning. I heard a bit of Marina.
Okay, good.
But nothing after that.
Do you have anything to add? Something to say to Marina, perhaps?
Well, I appreciated the fact that she is in distress.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm very sorry about that. And for what good it does, she'll certainly be in my prayers.
Yes.
To navigate it, which she will.
Yes.
Which she will.
Yes. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. And so just saying hugs and kisses at Heather Holman, and there we are. And make certain that she's welcome. Heather, you're welcome to come on to the call and give us an update. We've all been concerned about you because of your sense of existential angst the other night. We are actually joined by Heather, so she's accepted that invitation presentiently. So dear Heather, say hi to Holly and Amy and all the lads, and introduce yourself to any new listeners, and give us a status report, please.
Hi, Holly. Hi, Amy. Hello,
Hello.
gentlemen.
I don't know if gentleman is the proper word to use, but yeah, they're around.
Yeah, I am at a remote location in the wilderness.
Ooh.
No, I'm at actually a different location than where I usually call from. I'm trying to order a pizza,
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
so bear with me.
No worries.
Are
Bigfoot's
you
got
like
delivery.
Am I what?
That's right.
Bigfoot's got
Are
delivery.
you camping?
No,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
camping at a hotel. Yeah.
She's in a
Oh,
hotel.
all right.
Okay. Okay. Well. Oh.
I'm gonna go get this ordered and then I'll come by. Just stay on the
Sure.
call so I can
Okay.
talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll stay on as long as we can stand it. Everybody knows that. Well, except for Heather. Yeah. Apparently. Yeah. Everybody knows that I see the dentist at 8 a.m. So. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, yeah,
God.
it was worse than before. Remember, it was 8:15. She sent
Oh.
me a text saying, "Can you come at 8?" And the only reason I made it 8:15 is because they recommend you come 45 minutes early to process for your appointment at 9, which is what the original appointment was. But then she says, "Well, let's
Is
have
that for real?
Yeah, they do.
Jesus.
They do. And it's not just
Ooh.
because that's without parking. That's without parking.
Mm,
And the
mhm.
place is under construction. So if I drove a car, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know, I take a cab there. It's not an issue. But the at any rate, then she writes me, can you come at 8 because she has an appointment in the afternoon, wants to make certain she can provide me proper
Right.
service.
Yeah.
And so I said, of course. Like you know, when they ask you these questions, it's like it's like it's all
You can't say
formality.
no.
You can't say no.
Right.
and so I said, of
Go
course.
ahead, piss her off.
Yeah, but like I said, look, I have no problem coming at 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, but I do hope the front door is open and that the
Yeah.
staff is present and willing to process myself. So amenable is the term I
That's
use.
fair.
Amenable to processing myself
Yeah.
because, you know, when I went there for dental emergencies in the past, and you gotta get there before 8. You know, the door's not open yet until
Right.
security comes and opens
Right.
that goddamn door, and then you, because the students aren't entering from the front door, they go in through the back
Right.
or whatever. They have their own entrance, and but the also some of the students enter through the front door. But that's later if they're coming in late. But the other than that, the staff may not even be there. And
Right.
so who's there to process me in? It's a joke. We'll find out
Yeah.
though. I'll be there at least.
Yeah.
But
It's
so-
good you mentioned it.
Yeah, and like I told everybody, I was just here tonight to tell everybody I'm not going to be here. And then Marina showed up, and she still had Peter Moon's books. She still had Peter Moon's, and that's why she was going through all that shit. You heard us tell her that, right? Did you hear us tell her that?
No, I missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, Brendan and I were able to at least tell her. Yeah, go on, Amy. Amy, we can't hear you. Move your mouth or something.
I think it's the phone.
It's her phone. No, they're tripping her. Oh, they're glitching you, Amy. They're glitching you. See if you can find a better cellular area. Shift a little. No. Ouija board. It's messages from Amy from the other side. Yeah.
It does sound ghostly. No.
Yeah.
Very slightly.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
No, it's a mess.
Yeah, poor dear. We love you, Amy, but find a better place to talk.
Wow.
There.
No.
Cool.
What?
Is this better?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, I've now moved the phones apart from each other. So
Okay.
getting them closer together was making it worse.
Okay. There we are. So.
Got it.
So now say what you were
Oh
going to
yeah,
say.
because you've got the
Yeah.
got the show on too on the phone.
No.
Or
I
something
have my
else.
Scrabble
Okay.
game on the other phone, and I've got this
Got
phone.
it. Interesting.
Now,
That's
what
so
was
you
I
can
talking
measure
about?
how. Wait, you can measure how strong their fields are
Oh,
by
here we go.
were they
Here we go.
right next each other, or
They were like
just 3
an
feet
inch
apart?
apart.
Fix it.
They were
Okay.
1 inch apart, and then I just moved it like 10 inches away. Didn't work. Put it on top
Mhm.
of the phone. Didn't work. Now I'm like
Mhm.
8 feet away.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
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 Maintain
Interesting.
distance.
What the hell was I talking about?
Well, Holly, tell us what we were talking about when I asked Amy to come on, and she, you know,
Oh hell.
we were talking about Peter Moon and the books, Amy. Peter Moon and the books.
And
With
Marina.
Yeah.
And Marina.
Yeah.
Look at my mental block for that. She like really like so you could see like a little blossoming flower daisy, Gerber daisy in her brain when like Brendan was like, listen, the spell is inherently going to make you not do this. You have to do this. And she was like, oh yeah.
Oh.
Like it was really interesting that she had not processed that these, you know, the level and intensity that she's dealing with is connected to something that you had asked her to deal with a long time ago.
Yes.
And then they just
I
block.
missed all that.
They block you from coming back to the people who are telling you to fix it, and they block you from engaging with others. They like it's like an isolation thing where like this is like the only person in your life, and they come in like a savior. They come in like, this is what you really need. Like, I know, I'm totally understanding and feeling you, and I get you. And even though I'm a Jew from LA, I understand what a young, nearly albino chick from Spain feels like. No. But yeah, you hear how absurd the whole thing sounds when it comes from that third neutral perspective. You can feel it, and then like maybe you feel shame, which you should not. Like there's no shaming. It's quite simply like it's a force. It's a force that gets enacted on you, and you know, there is that fawning that you can be like, oh, okay, I'll go over to Vegas and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then like realizing that this was the wrong decision all along and staying firm in her belief, but then, you know, getting tangled up in it in such a way that she was in a lot of pain when she first came on. Like she was really like distraught.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that
But she did get out of Vegas, correct? She's not still there, God forbid.
Right. Yeah.
She's
no
out.
longer
No,
there.
she's back home in Spain. Yeah.
Maybe not home, but like she sounded like she, you know, she had a couple different places going on.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Yeah, could be. Thank you.
You know,
because of all places, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Vegas is obviously the worst. I mean, there's
Oh.
yeah.
Talk about creepy.
Well, it's 5:22 a.m. in Spain right now, so I doubt she's coming back on the call.
I kept trying to invite her back. She got it the first time. She didn't get it after this last bit.
No, well, thank you for trying. I appreciate you trying. I doubt she's coming back on. We'll try and hold till Heather comes back on. Speak with her for a little while. I mean, we've been on for 2 hours and 22 minutes, so we've done a good job considering the fact I'm getting up at 8 in the morning. But what we're going to do is just hold on a while longer. And
no, you have to be there at 8.
Yeah, I got to be there at 8, which means I'm getting up at about, 6, right. And that's 6-ish, more. It's all I can say is that it's no big deal, really. Because I was sleeping a bit earlier, but nevertheless, it's not pleasant. I'm just basically going to drink.
It's just dreadful.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Because, originally I had made the appointment at Friday in the afternoon slot, which was perfect.
Yeah.
But then, hey, actually, it all works out. Really, it all works out. This way, Friday is... is Taiwan Father's Day anyway. I would have had to have canceled that. So she wound up canceling it because they restructured the entire. They've restructured the entire method of operations, or modus operandi. They've restructured the entire standard operational procedure at UCSF so that they never see patients on Fridays. And if you can buy that shit. And so
a lot of people here aren't working Fridays.
There you go. So the economy is... Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Tell us.
My chiropractor doesn't go in Fridays. Yeah. And it was the same in Pittsburgh. Like, he did not show up on Friday either. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
Social security offices are like that, I believe.
Really?
And even half days, a lot of places.
God damn, you wonder why they even bother to open. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, they do, and they answer the phone. The trick is to call the local office number if you have something you got to deal with. Okay. But my friend who just tried that says where she lives, there's no more local office.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So you're stuck with the 800 number, you know, and and the 800 number, forget about it. But when you could call direct to the local office, you could, start building relationships, if you know what I mean.
Well, this is important for Amy. Amy, what happened?
And get people to help you.
Right. And what happened with Tokyo Bloker? Didn't they say they stopped his check? Did you get that reinstated?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't good. That. It was that it comes on the 3rd, but if the 3rd falls on the weekend, he would get it on the 1st.
Okay. Right.
And so we fucked up thinking like, oh, we didn't get a check on the 1st, but we went in on the 2nd, and they're like, yeah, it comes on the 2nd or on the 3rd. So if the 3rd is on a Sunday, you'll get it on the 1st. But other than that, so we just had to like redo the loan to make sure that the money gets withdrawn when his check is deposited and not like 2 days later or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
No, it worked out okay. I mean, the biggest hiccup everybody is facing is with the Medicaid and the Medicare, and I just am lucking out that like I've been seeing the same chiropractor forever, and even if I see him for like 3 minutes once a week, like that's how good it is, like because he's been working with me for that long.
This is the Peter Moon guy? This is the Peter Moon Scientology?
No, I'm not going back there. Okay. Not doing that. And there's some kind of like prickliness about how you and Brendan had immediately sniffed out his ill intentions. And I refused to believe you. And then it worked out that, you guys were right. But I'm just a little prickly about it still.
Oh, I love
it. Oh. It's a shame when guys. I hate it too.
Yeah, it's always a bitch, to use a pun. Yes, when guys are right.
It's a bitch, yep.
Yes.
I mean, what would I do without you at this point, though? I'm very, like, I don't know. Things have been working out really well. And I have too much arugula.
Yeah, Holly, things have been working out so well for Amy. They took off the ankle bracelet from Tokyo. Isn't that great? Oh. Yeah, they removed his ankle bracelet. He no longer has to pay to maintain the ankle bracelet anymore. That's
seriously great.
Yeah, cause for celebration. Everybody raise those champagne glasses. Yeah, I'm toasting right now. Heather's rejoined us.
And you're wealthy in arugula?
Yeah, tell her
you're
about the
wealthy in arugula.
So much greenery.
Yeah. Where's the rabbits? Why are there no rabbits?
I have a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dog's chasing the rabbits away. Okay.
Well, and there's tons of coyotes. I sent you that one night. I was listening on the YouTube, but I couldn't because I had to record the toy dogs yelling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's probably why there's no rabbits here. Like there's a pack of coy dogs that think my dog is their leader.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Cool.
That's how far out I am. Yeah. I'm way out.
Does your dog yip and howl too with them?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. And they call back to her. Like if I don't yell at her to get back in here, she would think she's a coyote. She's not a coyote.
Got it.
That's
Yeah.
adorable. Adorable. So Heather, I saw you flicker. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
go finish your thought there, Amy. Finish your thought there, Amy. Then we'll bring Heather on. Yeah.
I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good to let Heather let us know how things wound
Yeah.
down
So
for
Heather,
you.
please, by all means, we're all worried sick about you. So Heather, by all means, status report.
Nothing much has changed. I packed up all my stuff, and Vinny came home today from the Las Vegas. I haven't seen him yet, so
You said you were in a
you know-
hotel room.
yeah, I'm with a girlfriend of mine.
Oh, and so you felt that.
Fun.
Huh?
Holly?
That sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah. We
That's-
went to school today. We're getting a pizza. You know, just drinking and hanging
Fun.
out.
Hmm. In the air conditioning.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
You know, and it's like I took care of his mom all week. You know, without a break. So this is just my break.
okay,
Nice.
there we are. There.
Yeah.
That sounds so much better. Why did you go mute?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's fine. You
Yeah.
but you took a break with your girlfriend, and you're kind of going to a hotel and just kind of giving yourself some space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as me moving out, I don't see that happening in the near future.
I don't see why it should.
Yeah.
Heather, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. You've I think you've reached a beautiful plateau in life.
Oh, thank you, Douglas. I appreciate that.
You're
And
welcome.
you know where I've been.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Compared to where you've been, honey, you're doing great.
I'm not going back there. You know.
Yeah, no, not where you were. No. But where you're at right now is okay, and it's good to give yourself some space once in a while. Have some fun with some fun with a girlfriend, and
And like Amy said, I don't know what I'd do without you, Douglas.
oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate that profoundly.
Woohoo.
Let's bring on Brendan. Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Brendan.
Brendan, come off mute, my good man, and have some fun with us. After all, it's
It's Douglas's night off.
yeah, I won't be back until Sunday night. Essentially, I might come back to pick something up or drop something off, but I'll basically be incommunicado until Sunday night when we have a full.
I
episode.
know.
We're back. Yeah. Yes. So.
But this
What are
is
they
supposed
doing?
to be your night
Douglas,
off.
Yeah. What's that? What's that, honey?
What are they doing to your teeth? I'm sure you've already said that, but
Oh, it's just one of the reasons I wanted to get back into UCSF was because they agreed to put me on a program for deep cleaning 4 times a year. So
Okay.
this is profoundly important because, as a vampire, my teeth rot so easily simply because of the high sugar content of the little gay boys that I tutor in history. That is like, there's a reason their blood is sweet, and it takes its toll by making myself a borderline diabetic and rotting my teeth ultimately. So there you go with that. And I'm just glad to be in the care of UCSF because any conventional dentist, you may as well be dead. I mean, those fuckers will like give you just a cursory cleaning twice a year, and that ain't worth a shit. That's if you're lucky, you get that. So UCSF, it's a deep cleaning 4 times a year. You can't beat it, really. It's
And it's whole mouth, not just a quarter at a time.
oh no, it's a whole mouth when they do it. They do the whole mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. No, it's cases for really bad
'Cause
cases.
that's a lot.
Yeah. For bad cases.
That's a lot of
yeah.
times.
Yeah, they quarter it.
In
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's why she wanted to see me at 8 so that she'd have time to do the full mouth. Yeah.
how are you doing on your funding, Douglas?
Well, thank you so much for asking, Heather. Our dear friend T. Tank Berry started up a GoFundMe, and we'll see what happens with that. I consider it a well-intentioned experiment. Other than that, my funding was great last month. We had an anonymous contributor donate $250 US. A shout out to the anonymous.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, he wants to remain anonymous, and so I will maintain his security at his request. And we had T-Tank Barry contribute effectively $1,000 last month. He spent essentially $300
Wow.
on this horrible toaster oven that the first time T-Tank Barry, who has ordered from Amazon to gift friends all his life, he's been using that account forever, and he's was able to gift friends things they needed through Amazon. But the moment he ordered a toaster oven for me 6 to 9 months ago, they closed his account immediately. And so for no reason, and it took him 2 weeks to reinstate it. I think the way I will always remember it is that he got so frustrated while he was taking the 2 weeks to reinstate his account that he just went and picked up a toaster oven and dropped it off at my door. That only lasted 6 to 8 months. Actually, no, he got it sent, but it was through some other means. He couldn't use Amazon at the time until he reinstated the account. But somehow he was able to get the toaster oven to me through some other service. And but when it came to the it only lasted 6 to 8 months. Then he knew against his better judgment. He knew he shouldn't go through Amazon, but he did, and he ordered another toaster oven through Amazon. And when it arrived without an instruction manual. And then it wouldn't work. Literally the lights were on, but nobody was home. It plugged in, the timer went on, but none of the buttons would press. The buttons were it was like they were inert buttons, and so it just wouldn't work. I had to throw it away because they wouldn't honor his warranty. So in this case, they sent a dud item with no instruction manual. I looked up the instructions on YouTube. And it still didn't help. The buttons wouldn't work. It was like all they said on the YouTube, just like they would in the instruction manuals, press this button and press this button. Well, the buttons don't work. And so, and they wouldn't honor his warranty. So that was $300 thrown away. And I had to, and it really fucked over my neighbors because I had to put it in the local apartment house nearby and dump it in their shit. And they got dinged. Because you're not supposed to dump shit like that in the a toter because it'll destroy the crusher on the dump truck, but life's tough and war is hell. So there you go with that.
You think Barry is like your all-star VIP?
Yeah. After that, he dropped $600 in the mail slot. And that combined with the anonymous donor's contribution, I was able to make the rent quite easily. Have some remaining money left over to carry me through this month, but of course we're always trying to raise money to make certain I can make the rent for next month, for the first of next month, because it's always going to be hard at the end of the month. It just is nature of the beast. So obviously this is my livelihood, but we get along with a little help from my friends, either within Team Dietrich or very compassionate, considerate, wonderful people outside of Team Dietrich in the immediate sense. But you're all members of an extended family. Anyone who supports myself, and consider yourself honorary members of Team Dietrich, of course, if you're helping. And by that I mean either morally or financially. Such being said, dear Heather, it sounds like everything is kind of stabilized. You're getting yourself some downtime, and that's great. And how about Amy respond to Heather? Certainly you've had parallel instances where you've been called upon as a care provider for had to take a break. Holly, you're both. We're all care providers.
I mean, you do.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
You do have a little lilt in your voice tonight, where you just feel like you don't have whatever was on your shoulders has been brushed off.
That me or
Well,
Heather?
denial. It's more of a denial. It's the alcohol.
Denial can be helpful.
Yeah.
Totally can be.
Yeah.
That's how you have
Better
to.
than
the medicine.
shame.
Yeah. Okay, that
Better
was.
than what?
I have no idea. Say it again, Heather.
I said denial is better than shame.
Yeah. I guess.
Shame has a place.
Okay.
But sometimes denial can help you not make a bad decision.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, and Marina Sarin was on earlier, Heather. So misery loves company. You're not alone. She was in a very. Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed her.
I'm sorry you did too. I actually called her your name by accident, which was embarrassing. Yeah. There goes my chances at her.
She's a really nice person.
Actually, that's something I often say to females that I deal with regularly who bitch about my use of escorts. I'll say something along the lines of, believe me, darling, all the while that I was with her, I had to bite the inside of my cheeks until they bled just to keep myself from shouting out your name. And
oh, you're far too kind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just that kind of guy. All right. So
real smooth.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we've managed to we're pushing towards the 2 hours and 45 minutes. So let's head towards that 2 hours 45 minutes, and then we'll shut down live stream, because I think we pretty much did quite a bit tonight, considering the fact that I didn't expect to do more than tell people I wasn't going to be here. I had every intention of hanging out till Holly and Heather showed up, of course, and so glad Amy was able to join us in the opening hour, because Amy's usually exhausted at this time and usually just has to fall asleep. But she had a big burst of energy today with all the good things that have been happening. The arugula, the, everything else. Yeah. Hey, probation's over. Yeah, for tote. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, if I had given you like the full lowdown of like how dumb it was that he had to do this, like, and like to have to do it every month for 2.5 years because of this stupid shit that
and pay for it
can't
and pay for it, no less.
Oh, it's expensive.
For the supervision.
Yay.
The whole thing is expensive.
Oh.
It's so stupid.
What did you say, Heather?
I don't understand.
Heather said something.
Was it Amy or Tokyo that was on probation?
Oh, Amy!
I wish it was
Amy. Amy's an axe murderer.
Congratulations!
Yeah, congratulations, Amy. Yeah, that's right. I always felt it was self-defense. Really, I did, Amy. So I'm on your side. He deserved it. He deserved it. Yeah, she turned him into a soprano. Yeah, that's way to go, Amy.
That's what his Prius did. Wah wah. I am really tired. Like, he's nailed it for me. Like there was a couple times where I was like just eyes closed, turned off the light, like just like, thank God Brendan knows what to tell her, because I just don't know how to say a lot of things about what she's going through. It's awful. But and now I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna go pee and then go to bed.
I love it.
It's too late.
Yeah, well,
too late.
Yeah, thank you for being honest about it. I love the honesty, and the honesty is it's refreshing, and yeah. So we love you dearly. See us in your dreams, and stay blessed and be well. And we'll be speaking before you know it. It'll be Sunday before you know it.
I know, and I care that all of you keep showing up too. So I'm really happy that there is a group of people out there who show up through my phone that will tell me I can't talk to them, but eventually we'll get through.
I always am thinking of you.
Yeah. I was really, when Douglas called me earlier today, I was like, what happened with Heather? He's like, I don't know. I think it's just angst.
Yeah.
She's just angst.
Yeah, or I just get crazy in relationships, and we all go overboard sometimes, but I have a problem with trusting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I hear your voice when you're like, oh, like, I really have nowhere to go. That feels awful.
I know.
Nobody likes that feeling.
It's the worst feeling.
And so just like, maybe just rent an art studio for like a couple $100 a month somewhere.
Yeah, I could do art.
Yeah, they have these art buildings in, bigger places, not where I'm at, but I had a friend in Seattle who he had like a $200 a month like closet with 15-foot ceilings. so he could do big projects. Like he could, you know, hang up a
Right.
giant piece of canvas and work like, you know, just in that
God, would take
space.
months. That would be months.
Oh.
My latest venture is I have this thing I made up. It's called nose porn, and I'm just wondering where to find that niche to capitalize off of
No,
it.
OnlyFans, of course. OnlyFans has changed the economics of porn. You just
But
get
then
on
they're
there.
gonna want more.
Well, you just tell them you're just going to stay with the nose for now, and then other parts of the body later.
There's 2 holes.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's fetishists.
There are.
There's got to be.
I mean, I've always enjoyed looking up a woman's nose, but you know, I mean, it's not necessarily fetishistic to a level, but there's plenty of guys that are. I mean, so
Weirdos out there.
yeah, there's something for everybody out
I
there.
reckon. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's as Brendan says, it's called ASMR. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that was my my intent.
Yeah, already
The
exists on
ASMR,
YouTube.
'cause-
He said.
Yeah,
So-
no, I haven't put it on YouTube. I'll share it with you if you'd like, but
Uh,
I haven't published it.
Sure. I mean, we're open to it, and don't, yeah. But
It's
aside
not
from the,
X-rated.
I-
It's like PG-13.
yeah. There you go. And but definitely consider the OnlyFans. I mean, really, you'll start making income that you won't know what to do with. Honestly. I mean, we recommended it to Amy forever. We were trying to get her to do it. Just say, look, it's a immediate source of steady income. And
Douglas,
yeah.
I've been trying to hang up this phone call, and every time my hand goes towards the screen, it goes black. I can't, like, and you think I can run a OnlyFans page? Jesus.
My phone does that too sometimes, and then it goes black, and then it comes back, and then it goes black, and then it comes back.
What the hell is that? What is that? Who
I
is
don't know. I always
fucking-
think it's somebody else.
yeah, the 2 engineers on our call, Aristides, Brendan, and he says it's
Are
the
you
team.
still far
T-Tank.
away from the other phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is like every day. Like, I mean, I could be on the phone, like trying to find out what Toke wants for dinner, and I can't get the app that runs the phone to open. Like, it'll just flicker. It'll just flip on and then off again.
Yeah, and you can't touch anything, right?
Or it just it just isn't working. So I just put it away, do something for 30 seconds, go back to it, and it's fine.
It's weird.
So Brendan says it's a feature you don't hang up the call if the phone hits your face. Oh, got it. It's so
Brendan, you're so smart.
yeah.
It's a feature.
No,
I wonder what his
get
IQ is.
no, get it. It's for people who are holding up. They fall asleep while they're talking, and then it hits their face. That way, it's blacked out, so it doesn't go off, so that the person can scream at them, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And then hopefully wake them up. We've done it with Aristides. We've done it with
I
Aristides.
swear, I'm just gonna get a new phone. I have another phone. I just nothing's on it. Like I can't use anything because I haven't done anything with it. So
Oh.
I think that's the biggest issue is that this phone is so old at this point, and it's just it's better off in a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Will the SIM card
Like
go over to the new phone?
I don't use a SIM card. I don't use a service. I've just always
No,
had,
but I
like,
mean, like, I don't think I just got a new phone, and I don't think that they don't even have SIM cards in them anymore.
Interesting.
But
Okay, go on.
yeah, I was shocked. They just do it all wireless. But
and I've
I find
always
that shocking.
I've always
But
like
you,
gotten
it sounds
freaked
like
out.
one of them at least still has a SIM card because it's old.
Right.
No, I just
And
never
if
put one in.
so,
Oh, how does it work?
okay.
Your guess is as good as mine. Like it doesn't work great.
Are you sure it kind of comes in there when you get the phone?
No,
And so
I
in the
didn't
old
put it
days
in.
now, which was like 10 years ago, when you
No,
when
I know
you
what you're talking about. It
gave
has a little pin. I
okay.
have to use the little pin and screw it in, and then it pops out the slider. Put the thing in
Yeah.
the slider, slide it back in.
Yeah, and so
I
you take
didn't do
that
any of
little
that.
thing and put it in the other phone.
Oh, so Brendan says it's ESIM or electronic SIM. It's an eSIM.
Oh, yeah.
But is that back then, or is that right now? Because I'm saying within the last 10 years.
You know what the new one
even
has?
6
You know,
years.
the new one did not have a SIM.
Okay. Okay.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
that's it
even
then.
in the box.
It has what Brendan's saying. Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
the new one.
That's
Yeah,
this
this one is like
ESLM or
10 or
whatever.
11 years old.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So so does that, without a SIM card, you can't save photographs and stuff.
no, that's why I like to get another phone before the
And
one
phone
that I have
numbers
dies.
and everything. Yeah.
All that is
Yeah.
manual data entry for me in all my, donating arugula.
Okay.
So Brendan, Brendan points out that all 4G, fourth generation and beyond, can have eSIM, and no SIM is not storage. So there we are.
Right.
So I do want to share something with you on the call. Let me see if I can get back to the infinite call here. And this is a little something for Heather and Amy, of course, or Holly. Any one of you. I can do the OnlyFans. We've got some excellent entries from John Doe, who's T-Tank Berry, on how to be successful on OnlyFans. And just remember Heather in particular, because Vin, does his crypto. This was an attack on an OnlyFans performer because her boyfriend was doing crypto, because they want the crypto. And so if you collect crypto on your OnlyFans, then they think you're making real crypto bank, and they will break into your home and threaten to kill you or torture you until you give them the crypto. And how is that? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, respond, Holly. Yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah, because, that's that whole thing, like, oh, gee, I can't, buy gas or cigarettes with crypto coins, so it's all fake. But on the other hand, there is this whole world where crypto coins spend for anything you want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's a criminal enterprise. It's a criminal enterprise. Go on.
There's home invasions to steal your crypto coin.
Yeah.
And all they're going to come out with is a scrap of paper with a 23-digit code on it. Isn't that interesting? Not a big bag on their back full of candelabras and shit.
Yeah.
All they're coming for is a scrap of paper.
Absolutely.
Or they'll write it on their hand or something,
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Outrageous. Yeah. It's like
wild.
The new crime for the new world. I mean, and
then go buy a casino in Monaco, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they'll attack the relatives of crypto and hold them as hostages. Yeah, they outline that. Yeah, they outlined that in that video. So if you review that later at your leisure, it's pretty mind blowing. And it's
fascinating.
Yeah. It's like, so crypto it makes you a target. And but people used to brag about, because it was new. It was like, yeah, I'm doing crypto. I'm so cool. I'm a cool crypto TikToker, Instagrammer.
Nothing to steal here.
Everybody start going after them. They were the first target. It says, all right, Crypto King. Yeah, hand it all over, motherfucker. Go on.
Did I tell you that I started my own crypto?
Oh, tell us, Amy. Tell us about your crypto. I want to hear it.
Do you want to know what the symbol was?
What?
Percent. PHIL.
PHIL. Phil. Percents. Percents Phil.
Percent of love. Percent Phil.
Oh, so cute.
Isn't that crypto? That's your love.
You could have a unicorn.
Let me tell you, they deleted that so fast out of the currency market. That was like, they were like, no, thank you.
Oh,
You're
wow.
done.
Oh.
See, that's something like Taylor Swift fans would be all over.
You would think.
If you could dominate the Taylor Swift
Percent of love.
allegiance,
It's their
that's
exchange
it,
market.
man, with a kitty.
With the kitty.
Oh,
I don't know
see,
if I had I can't remember what I
they
was.
wouldn't let you. You would have
No,
dominated
it was like
that
the next
shit.
time I tried to log in, it was like, no, your thing is not getting any traffic. I'm
Oh.
like, oh yeah,
Well,
that's right, because this is not real.
Maybe there should have been tits in the logo.
Yeah, that would get traffic. That'd get traffic. Men are so stupid. We lost Heather.
Yeah.
We lost Aristides.
When she's the expert.
Who, Heather? No, Vin is.
On crypto.
Yeah, Vin's the
Vin
crypto.
is, yeah.
Well,
crypto
she's
king.
our insider.
Yeah, she's our
Vin
Yeah,
insider.
doesn't
sell
come on
him,
without
and then
her.
we got
We've lost
something
Brendan. We've lost Brendan. It's just, man, they're knocking him off. They're knocking him off. If they knock off the call, we're okay. We're ending the stream anyway. We get the message, people.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to
Yeah,
tell me,
right.
Doug, you got to get some sleep before you see the dentist tomorrow. Yeah, that's
They're
somebody's trying.
flying the coop, baby.
Yeah.
I can't believe you go to the dentist 4 times a year. I spent
gone
10 years.
fishing.
I never went in for a cleaning.
Oh, honey, I go to the dentist more than 4 times a year if I can, for not just the cleaning, but the treatments. I'm going to ask if they could do something about this one canine developing a little corrosion up near the gum line.
Hey, it only.
What, Holly?
You can get away with that. You can get away with that shit when you're young. The older you get, the scarier it gets with the teeth and gums, which everybody's draw up, and oh god, it's ugly.
Yeah.
So, and frightening, because it costs like what I used to pay for a car, you know.
Jesus, yeah. Well, fortunately,
To
that's
fix
why I
the
go to
tooth.
UCSF. That's why I go to UCSF, honey.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to the Medi-Cal doctor down here, Dr. Patel. We loved each other. Would laugh and laugh. I'd bring her my old New Yorkers and shit, but I would never let her touch my teeth again.
There you go. There you go.
So
that's
there's that. Nor did I take her advice, for God's sake. She would have pulled half my upper jaw.
Oh God.
And it would have cost me $1,000 a tooth on Medicaid.
Jesus fucking
Medi-Cal.
Christ. That's outrageous.
So fuck that.
Outrageous. How did you not?
Teeth are fine.
Well, why didn't you get into UCSF or something like that?
Because it'd be a 5-hour round trip drive on scary Mad Max highways. Oh God, that shit is scary. It was scary 10 years ago. And we were talking about driving before. Driving has definitely got scarier since Trump.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I stand by that. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Way more aggressive.
Yeah.
Way more get out of the fucking way. And so me first. Oh boy. So yeah, the friendliness. You got to have the friendliness up in it.
So Aristides rejoined us. Thank you, Aristides, and we love you dearly.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, just in time to hear us sign off. We're gonna sign off now, and we get delivered essentially 3 hours. Oh, so say good morning to everyone, Aristides, and go through a short blurb, just a short version of the blurb. Let them know what to do. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning. Well, it's not even morning here yet. 3 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Make sure you upvote. Make sure hit the subscribe notification bell. Let's drop the PayPal link in there one more time. Oh, and I forgot to say earlier, if you cannot find the link, just search for Douglas on PayPal. You should be able to find either first and last name or Douglas D. Dietrich. Should get you there. You probably don't even need an account. I think you just pay with a credit card. And find the important stuff. After this is live and converts over, make sure you upvote the comment underneath by Douglas, and come back next time.
Yes, by
You
all
too,
means.
Aristides.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. We love you so much. Thank you. Stay safe and be well. And both you ladies, give your own farewell to everyone, please.
Let me ask, do they give you any kind of comforting pill for the whole mouth treatment?
No, I don't need it. No, I'm fine.
I think I got nitrous,
Oh, okay. Cool. I mean,
but I'm just asking because it is kind of heavy
oh yeah, it
when
can
they
be.
get up in there,
Yeah.
a scraping. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that-
maybe yours aren't too bad.
No, they're not that bad. And
Okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
so I just said thank you.
They
to
will
Vril.
Novocaine you.
I don't know about
They
that.
will Novocaine you.
Yeah.
All right.
And
All
no,
right,
no,
good.
they just they don't need to. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I ask for anesthetic when we're going to do any dental drilling. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But not
fuck
a
that
scrape.
shit.
All
Yeah,
right. Good.
yeah,
Good.
And so thanks to T Tank Berry as well, who has put up his support, and let's make certain that both you ladies get your chance to say hello to our audience and good night to them, good morning to them. Yeah.
Hi and bye.
Yes, very poetic.
And you well deserve a night off, Douglas.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Well deserve it.
Bless you, honey. Amy Como. Oh, she left. Yes, she went to sleep. So so dear Holly, love you dearly. Stay safe and be well. We will be speaking again soon. Okay, and
God willing, Sunday night.
yes, sounds good. And
All right,
yeah,
my dear.
all right. All such
All right.
being said,
Sleep tight.
thank you. Take care. All right, everybody. Bye for now. Okay. Yeah. So there we are with that, and we're ending stream and pressing that button. Okay.